Which no, hey, I mean,
so
I'm
Detroit. Okay,
All right.
got it. Know what you're talking about.
Boom.
What the heck, man? Why can't I log into this thing?
We're going.
Oh, we're going.
Oh,
So I guess I'll go ahead and start off by saying we're gonna be doing this a little different. And by the way, Chris, I think you're zoomed out.
yeah. Do you want me to zoom in?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how
Okay,
I set it up. but-
I gotta mute myself then.
Oh yeah, because Mike's gonna freak out. But the way we're gonna be doing today's podcast, we're gonna be trying out this new thing. We all kind of like came up with two things we want to talk about. So we'll kind of go around in a circle and talk about something, and we'll, just talk about that for a little bit, and then move on to the next person. Just so we have something to kind of guide the conversation, so we don't go off about people getting stabbed for half an hour.
Oops.
But now it's like,
All right. Yeah, that's good. Let's test your mic level though, Chris. Are you good? Yeah, that's fine. All right. Who wants to go first? I will go last because I talk the most. I feel like so. I'll go last.
Genie, you go first because you never talk.
Yeah, Genie, you go first.
Well, I wanted to talk about fried chicken, and it's just-
I was not expecting that at all. Okay.
Fried chicken.
it's just
Like something specific about it?
I mean, I think we're all like, well versed in like fast food, and we all have interesting takes on like food and fast food.
Yeah, I see where you're going with
True.
this. Yeah.
Okay.
True.
I consume fried chicken at least 4 times a week, and
Wow.
He's a fried chicken
Well,
connoisseur.
okay. Is it all
Wow.
from the same place or from different places?
it's pretty much all from Cane's. And
Ooh.
it's
Still never had Cane's.
no, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah, I
support
respect that.
I want to try Cane's so bad.
So,
I see it on TikTok all the time.
Dude,
I'm like,
I
bro.
want
There's
Cane's so bad.
I could literally drink their sauce. It's so goddamn good.
That's how I feel with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
love Chick-fil-A, dude.
before we move on with the fried chicken discussion, I want to say I think I mentioned it before. I am seriously convinced now that if Chick-fil-A sauce wasn't a thing, Chick-fil-A wouldn't be as popular. I think the sauce is carrying the brand. Like no joke.
Yeah.
I mean,
People
I
put
don't
it on
know.
everything.
Their service is always great. They get you through real fast. They're always nice because that's like their motto.
Mhm.
Always nice.
They always. I've never. I don't think. Only one time out of like probably over 100 times I've ordered Chick-fil-A, they've got my order wrong or like missed something. And I don't know.
And when
I
they
really
do,
like
they usually
Chick-fil-A.
they make sure it's all good afterwards.
But their sauce is key though. Like, but that's the thing too. Like, yeah, I'm sure Cane's chicken's good, but like without their sauce, they're shit too.
I don't know. They're toast, man.
Oh.
They're toast.
I don't actually.
I heard the
I
toast is
don't. I
good
don't
too, yeah.
usually eat it with the
The
sauce.
toast.
Yeah, I don't eat the toast. Wait, you don't eat the?
I don't eat
Any-
the chicken with the sauce.
Oh,
I don't eat anything with the
blasphemy!
sauce.
What?
What is wrong with you?
You guys,
Bro,
you guys don't deserve to eat there.
You gotta
Chicken and a toast.
chicken,
I'm
then a
sorry,
sauce.
but I'm trying to enjoy the flavor of the chicken itself, not the sauce.
Get cultured,
Okay.
bro.
Okay,
Eat-
Gordon
drink the
Ramsay.
You
sauce.
get cultured, numbnuts.
Dude, but I'm serious. Like, I literally have seen videos on TikTok of people mixing Chick-fil-A sauce into the mac and cheese. Like, it's an obsession.
Yes.
It's an
Yeah.
obsession.
Wait a minute.
There's a guy that make on
Mac and
TikTok that I
cheese.
follow. He mix in chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, the fries, the sauce, some sriracha sauce, I believe, as well, because he likes hot stuff, and bacon bits. And he mixes it in a salad dish. He just asks for a like empty salad dish and then mixes everything together. And apparently, it's like crack. So,
What has anyone ever mixed Chick-fil-A sauce and cane sauce?
No,
No.
but I don't.
That would mean
that-
you have to go like both places.
You don't cross
right?
the streams on that one, bro. I think it's good out. Like, at
Dude,
least-
it's freaking sauce, not
bro.
a
You don't even
proton
eat the
pack.
sauce, so you can't even talk about it. Okay.
Well, that's why, if anything, I should be able to have that opinion because I'm just like I'm thinking outside the box. Like
you just
How
raw
about- how
dog
about you-
chicken.
How about you try being in the
What's wrong?
box and try the sauce?
shut up,
just-
man.
How
There's
do you just
nothing
eat
wrong with
chicken
it, man.
tendies with no sauce?
Do you eat any? You don't put any sauce on the tenders?
No.
What the fuck,
Tendies gotta have the sauce, man.
bro? Like, don't get me wrong. Raising Cane's, like the batter
It
they put
doesn't-
on the
it-
tenders is good.
It doesn't need the sauce.
I agree.
I
I like
I guess
Okay.
it's like
this thing. I
a good
completely
steak
agree.
doesn't need A1, so I don't know.
Oh God,
I don't put
bro,
A1 on my steak.
A1 sauce is like that's for people who
Love A1 sauce.
I think it's for people who don't like steak for real. Like they gotta put something on it to eat it.
Here's my thing. Because I get usually like a really good steak. I love going to Longhorns, one of my favorite places. And I get their Flo's filet, which is like the best one I think that's on the menu. And
Yeah.
it's really, really good. And I love it by itself, but I love A1 sauce. So it's like I just dab when I get that steak, I just dab a little bit on there just to get the flavor. I like A1 sauce. I don't think it makes a steak. I mean, it could make a really shitty steak good or better, but no, if it's a good steak, yeah, you shouldn't need a sauce. But
Okay, but one thing we gotta agree with is that sorry, Chris, I gotta say this. If you put ketchup on steak, you deserve to have your arms and
5
legs
years
tied
old.
up to
Oh,
horses
why?
and have them run in different directions, bro. Because
You're
that's
5 years old.
ridiculous, man.
At 5 years old, I would have Salisbury steak and I'd put ketchup in it.
Salisbury steak is not steak, okay? That's like meatloaf. Love you.
I was just gonna say like,
Salisbury steak
if you
good, though.
can if you can apply that rule
Yeah.
to steak, why can't you apply it to chicken?
Because steak,
no.
like the whole thing is that a steak is marinated. Like
yeah,
it is a work of art.
yeah,
Tenders are thrown into an oil and
deep
fried.
fryer
Yeah.
and seasoned.
Yeah,
With
they're
batter.
seasoned.
Yes,
with
but
batter.
it's fast. It's like I mean, it probably takes them 2 seconds to coat it and throw it in.
Nothing like
Okay.
marinating a steak and
Okay,
letting it
so
soak up the flavor.
so by that
He's
logic,
trying so
okay,
hard.
with pizza, should you dip it into something?
Depends. It's just personal preference.
Depends?
Yes. There is pizza that I've had where I was like, I don't know, like it needs some ranch. Like it's very
Then
dry.
it's not good pizza.
Some pizza's
know,
just
but then
drier
it
than
go-
others.
Some people like ranch on their pizza.
Some yeah, okay, so
yeah,
there-
but the fact that he said depends.
it depends on personal
It
preference.
does depend.
I'm not okay.
Well, okay,
Chicken
okay, then
tenders
it's personal
are literally
preference not
made-
to have the sauce.
Chicken tenders are literally made in the shape for dipping, bro. They're skinny so you can put them in a goddamn container of sauce.
Bro, I'm sorry, but
Or
there's no
like, you
mandate
know,
for you to
just-
use sauce on your freaking chicken tenders, bro.
Look, I'm not like I said. I don't think you're crossing the same line that you are when you're putting ketchup on steak, but they're made
No.
for dipping, bro.
But you don't have to dip them.
They're
No.
always served with a dipping
No.
sauce. They're always like, you want barbecue, honey mustard, ranch?
Look,
Well, you
I
can
always
say
say
no to
no
that
sauce.
question. You can
You
say no to that
can,
question.
But the fact that it comes paired with it in most cases, and they
Or just
ask
give
you
it to
what
a
you want
friend.
to dip them in, or
Yeah.
it says
Yeah, hold on,
chicken
yeah,
tenders
that's
served
the
with
other thing.
barbecue.
I give my sauce to dad.
well,
Hell yeah.
I don't blame him.
See, like I don't just
I would
wait,
take
I
it
don't
too.
just waste the sauce, but what?
I would take the sauce too. I don't blame him. I would be like, hell yeah, give me it.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
need extra sauce anyway.
Uncultured swine.
Bro, dude, bro, at least I'm not throwing it in the trash, you know?
Oh, bro. Okay, what about Chick-fil-A though, Chris? Do you dip the sauce? Do you eat Chick-fil-A sauce?
I don't eat Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A everything tastes like pickles.
Oh my goodness.
You're out of your mind.
I don't like pickles either. Yeah. I mean,
Jaden's with me on this,
But
bro.
Genie, do you
love
like
pickles.
Chick-fil-A?
yeah, it's like the other chicken place that I'll go to when I feel like guilty about going to Kansas too many times.
I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now though, they're Chick-fil-A's waffle fries. If you eat them by themselves, no sauce,
Bro.
it literally tastes like cardboard. There's no salt on them. Like you have to have sauce with those.
I don't know. I
they're
don't know what
okay,
Chick-fil-A you go
actually.
to. I love waffle fries.
I like
I
waffle
didn't
fries,
think
been good
but
at-
I just think they're very bland without sauce from Chick-fil-A.
Maybe you just have a really shitty Chick-fil-A that you go to.
There's like
That's
10 of them
possible.
around here, and all
Maybe they all
of them
suck.
have
I
been like
always
that.
go to the same one. It's like 2 miles south of my house.
It depends on where I am.
They're
you know?
great. Yeah, damn.
Well, I mean, so when you were here, did you ever eat Chick-fil-A, or was there not a Chick-fil-A when you left?
No, I ate Chick-fil-A there.
And was it?
I
were the
was
fries good
actually
here?
actually funny story. We were going snowboarding in Flagstaff, and on the way out of town, we stopped at Chick-fil-A, and that was the first time Dad had Chick-fil-A.
Mm.
And he was actually like, I waited in line for this because the line was ridiculous. He was just not impressed because we had to wait in line for like half an hour.
But Cane's
were
is
popping.
worth waiting in line for, bro.
Chick-fil-A.
But that's the thing. Cane's menu is so much simpler. There is no line. Like they got it down, man.
Well, I mean, like,
Always
is
a
it
line.
just it had just kind of opened here, so
Maybe
we've had lines a lot.
I guess that's true. In Texas, when the times that I've had it in Texas, there's like 4 of them in like a mile radius, so there's no lines. That's kind of
Michigan
how.
got their first Chick-fil-A, like drive-through Chick-fil-A, at on Hall Road, which is like our busiest road, like most northern part of the Detroit metro, and it was like wrapped around and down Hall Road, and like through the parking lot and that to get Chick-fil-A when it first dropped, because it's like the only one that they had, and everybody loves Chick-fil-A, so
You guys,
it's always packed. It's
you
the
want
only one.
you want to know what we got here? That's pretty clutch. We got a Chipotle with a drive-through.
Whoa!
How does
Yeah.
that work?
Not here for Chipotle. Sorry,
What? He's probably like, oh, look, Qdoba or something.
Moe's.
I think it's
Moe's
Moe's
Qdoba.
is
Okay.
life.
What? So
Moe's
is
is
Moe's
life.
only on the East Coast though?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's only I've the only place I've ever really been. So
Moe's. How do you spell that? MOES.
MOES. Yep. Moe's
Apostrophe
Southwest
S, yeah.
Southwest Grill.
I heard this place
Okay.
called Freebird in Texas destroys all of them. I don't know.
I'd be
I don't
down
know
to
if
try
that's
it
true.
out, but Moe's
Yeah.
queso is phenomenal, and just like I had their steak for the first time the other day because they were out of chicken, and even that's like my new thing now is I'm gonna get steak. It's like so good.
By the way, this new M Fam
Is it good?
punch, it tastes like Hawaiian punch, dude. It's so goddamn good.
Oh, cool.
Who's MFAM?
Nick Merckx.
Oh,
Look at that.
I know absolutely nothing about Nick Merckx. I just know
Same.
that he's like a big streamer. but
Hawaiian
Same.
punch.
I've
I
never
don't know
seen
about
him as
that.
much
Okay.
as like Tim the Tapman and all them.
I
I
lo-
follow like Tim and Tifu.
Yeah, I like it more than like the regular fruit punch G Fuel for sure though. Like, cause I don't like fruit
Mhm.
punch, so I'm happy with it. It's definitely not my favorite can, but that review's
Yeah.
coming soon, hopefully.
Bro.
Yeah, I want to get the free guy one out first.
Yeah, we gotta get that
Well,
out.
that's probably gonna be like
Even-
30 minutes of editing footage.
Dude, you better bring me one of those cans, bro.
Dude,
Which one?
Chris, if it says literally on the G Fuel's website, almost gone. I've never seen that before, so if you want to order some cans, I order them now because I don't know if they'll ever be available again.
Mm.
I've got
Shop
like
now.
I think I have 12 of them, and I'm hoarding them.
Yeah, almost gone. The thing is, though, I'm only worried. I'm
Just
mainly
order a
worried because
4-pack.
I'm. Yeah, but then if I like it, then. Well, do you like it?
I love it. It's in my top 5 cans.
So if
And
I
there's,
order
like,
a
20
12
cans
pack
now.
and I don't like it, then I could just give you all of them, right?
Yeah, I'll buy them off you.
What would
That's
you
that-
guys say is like the best fried chicken of like the tier? Like, would you say it's like Cane's or like?
Okay,
I'm
Cane's
not
is
well
really
versed in
good.
that
So-
because I
like-
haven't had Cane's.
so
So
you're talking about just any fried chicken in general. You're not just talking about like bone-in fried chicken, like Kentucky Fried Chicken or
Ooh.
something,
I mean,
right?
Ooh.
yeah, I'm curious to know you guys' thoughts on KFC as well because I used to be a
Absolutely
big
love
KFC guy.
I think KFC is overrated. It's too expensive. For the food you're getting, the quality, it's too expensive. Everything's dehydrated. They just mix it in, and
True. Last time I
Yeah, I
went, I
guess
got
so.
like bad like diarrhea, and I never went again.
Oh,
I'll tell you
wow.
what though, their mashed potatoes, even though they're fake, dude. Oh god, I could eat a whole pot of those.
Oh, dude.
Wait, who?
Their mac and cheese is good too.
KFC. Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I'm getting an echo from somebody. I don't know.
My
Is it
screen
me?
around me is green.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What?
It's picking
Hold
up
on, I'll
something.
fix
I think Popeyes has the best tasting chicken.
I've never had Popeyes.
Popeyes has really good fries.
What's it called? No, but dude, KFC. I don't even know like what specifically people go there for besides like the chicken because I feel like everything else is kind of like eh.
It's the
Even
11
their-
herbs and spices, bro.
Their biscuits are really dry.
Oh, dude. Speaking of that, Popeyes has the best biscuits too. I think Popeyes is the better fried chicken place.
Cane's still has a special place in my heart though.
Yes.
That Texas
Yeah.
toast is so good, dude.
But if we're talking about actual fried chicken, like you can get bone-in, you can get boneless wings, you can get nuggets, you can get tenders, like and then it has like all the traditional like sides and stuff like coleslaw, Cajun beans and rice and biscuits and like I think my mouth is starting to water thinking about Popeyes right now.
Popeyes?
No, I want
Okay.
Cane's tonight. Is probably what that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Do you
dude.
guys
It's
have
really
a
good.
Cane's now? Right?
How do you think I've been having it, bro?
I don't know. Been ordering off the dark web or something? I don't know. I didn't think about it. We're supposed to get one within like the next year, and an In-N-Out burger finally.
Is there still an echo?
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Okay,
good.
because the green thing around my window.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Okay, so are we done talking about fried chicken? Or was there anything you wanted to
Yeah,
say?
I'm
Let's-
gonna
let's-
keep
let's
thinking
move
about it, but yeah, we're gonna
Let's
talk
move
about it.
on. Okay, I guess Chris, you can go.
Okay, so Tesla apparently, I don't know if it was like fully announced or what, but there's a Model 2 coming out. That's $25,000.
Is it though?
Really?
Yeah, like the base model is $25,000. To me it seems like a normal car, right?
Yeah.
0 to 60 is like 6 or 7 seconds or something like that. So it's not
It's like my Corolla,
yeah, it's not super fast or anything like that.
but it's
The
electric.
range is 250 miles.
Eh.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it's $25,000 car.
This is
right?
19,000.
I've heard 25,000.
Oh,
bucks.
19,000 after tax breaks.
Which is still good.
Yeah, that's very affordable. I think
There
that's-
won't be a plaid model, so you can stop whining about that.
Well, I don't think this is what that's for. This is literally just
Self-driving.
Sorry.
Self-driving is possible for it.
I'm like,
So it's 10 grand, but you can also get the subscription thing if you wanted to. This as pre-orders could be in 2022. So it'll be a minute before it gets here. But could you imagine a $25,000 electric car, bro?
19,
That's super
yeah,
accessible.
like you can get this thing down to 19,000 after tax breaks. My only issue with it is that I feel like when people think of Teslas, they think of self-driving, and it costs another 10,000 to add self-driving
To
in this
make it
car.
It's not
Yep.
not if you do the subscription. They have subscription now where you don't.
subscription?
What?
What's a subscription when buying a car? What?
How much is the subscription?
Yeah,
though?
you could do a subscription to get self-driving. I got to see how much it costs.
I'm not gonna lie, this
self-driving.
car is ugly AF though,
That's
bro.
so weird.
Is that even in the actual picture of it, or is that just like a really like crappy picture of something else?
The
'Cause I don't even
picture
know if
I'm
it's-
looking at, it looks like a Kia.
Is that the one where it's all squished and the website's green?
Every single picture I'm seeing looks the same,
Hmm.
just different colors. It's
Self-driving capability subscriptions.
Oh yeah.
It's 200 a month. 100 in some markets for some reason. I don't know how that works.
That looks like a Prius.
so
It's like a
but-
Tesla Prius.
I see what they're doing. I get it. They're trying to make a even more affordable because what was it the Model Y was supposed to be the affordable one,
I thought
But
it
it
was
was-
Model
I think
E.
so.
but they were
Or
still
3,
like,
I mean.
they were still like 30 grand, like MSRP base model. So this is definitely like a step lower than that.
Yeah.
Like I said though, if I was ever gonna get a Tesla, I would want like a P100D or a Roadster.
I know we're not gonna get into this debate
Yeah, I'm
again
not
because
arguing.
obviously that's the best like car overall when it comes to Teslas, but like when it comes solely to price, if you want a Tesla and you don't have a lot of money, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Because-
want an electric vehicle, and you don't want to spend a lot,
I don't actually know if it's the cheapest. It probably is.
I
Definitely an ugly ass car.
yeah, I'm not a fan
I,
of the
see,
look.
the thing is,
a
I don't know
chunky
if those
boy.
pictures are official though, dude.
I mean, it literally looks
There's
like
a
a
lot of 'em.
Tesla stage. So
Okay, I look up Model 2. Oh. No, that doesn't look too bad to me. What I'm seeing right here. This is what I'm seeing. Let me send it to you guys.
looks
Looks
like a
one
Tesla.
of those it's like a Civic hatchback. Is that what those are?
Is that what you guys are seeing right there?
Like it's
That
got
picture?
like that extended
Yeah.
trunk. Looks like a flattened
It-
minivan.
it,
It
lit-
doesn't look that bad to me.
it literally says that they're trying to make something to compete with the Toyota Corolla because that's the best-selling compact car in the world right now.
That's
Yes,
true.
sir.
I mean, we have
That's what
two
I
of
got.
them. So
Which one do you have?
I have a 2020 Corolla SE.
Nice. Yeah, I got 2017 SE.
Bro,
Love that car, dude.
There's oh, go ahead.
Might trade my wife's in for a hybrid one at some point.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous, man. You can go like 700 miles without filling up.
Dude, there's this. I don't even know what this is supposed to be, but it looks like a Panto from GTA. What the heck, bro?
So, is there anything else you want to say about Teslas, Chris?
I don't really have anything else to say about Teslas besides the fact that that's coming out.
If you were
but I
gonna
do have
get
more to talk
one,
about.
if you were gonna
What?
get one, what would you get?
Currently, the only thing I could really get is probably that Model 2. But if I had the option to get any Tesla, I'd probably get the Roadster because obviously like that's the best.
He's come to the dark
spec.
side.
Well, no,
I
I'm
don't
just
think I've ever
saying
seen
like
that car.
when I meant okay, here's the thing. When I mentioned the Plaid, okay, I wasn't saying I would get that one like
Okay.
if I had $1 million, right? I was
Fair
just
enough.
saying like it's an option there if you wanted to get something like that.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah. What were you
Wow.
gonna say? You said you had something else to say.
Oh, I was gonna say I mean I have stuff to talk about when it comes to movies, but I don't know if you guys want to move on
Oh
to
no,
that yet.
no. We're gonna go through the whole circle twice.
Okay.
So I guess Kyle, you can talk about whatever your topic is next. Your first
I was
topic.
just looking up a Roadster.
Sexy.
I
huh?
don't think I've looked at one, dude. Holy crap. It's a
That's
$250,000 car, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Very surreal.
it's supposed to be like their top of the line luxury
Oh, for
Tesla.
sure.
So
Their range is 620 miles.
yeah. I mean, dude, I would never
Top
like.
speed of 250 plus.
I would literally have to be worth like $50 million to spend that much on a car. I just don't see. It's stupid, man. You can buy a house with that money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it depreciates
Yeah.
so fast, man. It's literally like
Mhm.
burning money.
Yep.
And
Is it convertible
Yeah.
too? That one, the Roadster.
I think so. It's like a T top without the middle part of the T. I think.
Okay.
0 to
weird.
60 in 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, and they made specifically to say that they weren't trying to do, because they had like I think the Plaid model, it was like 1.99 seconds. So like, no, we want like 1.9 seconds flat, like an actual 1.9 seconds. And you can there's like an option for like rocket boosters that you can put on it.
Which is still stupid.
Stupid. It's a gimmick, super expensive. But how badass would it be if somebody pulled up and they braked with those things? Because it's going to be for braking and for thrust. So like they literally like come to like a complete stop. Like
The thing is, how do you brake with that? They'd actually have to have the
They
rockets
turn.
like,
they turn.
but they'd have to turn quick,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
like really quick.
Mhm.
I don't know. That just seems like really difficult.
It's badass, dude.
They seem sick. I want one
Yeah.
now.
$250,000 though, bro. God damn. All right.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
know,
I'm looking
it's
to
weird.
buy a house almost double that now.
Yeah.
The
So,
way the market is.
I mean, you could live in a Tesla.
bro, you can live in any car, but is it
Ooh,
fun?
yeah.
No.
No,
But
you
when
know
a
what?
car blows.
I disagree though because Teslas have way more space.
Bro, you're still living in a car though. Like it's not meant to be like sleeping in and all that stuff like that. The seats are not meant for that.
I don't know, dude. When there was that Texas blackout thing, like people who had Teslas, like that's how they survived during that, because the heating in it was really good.
Keyword survived. They weren't like for fun living in their car, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
okay.
fun.
Obviously, if dude, I'm just saying, like, if you're living in your car, you're probably just trying to survive. Just saying.
I don't know. I do. My acting teacher, he was living in his car for like a year because he was driving back and forth between LA and all the other shooting places. So it didn't make sense to have an apartment. So he was just like stopping at friends' houses to like he would park outside a friend's house, shower and all that stuff. But he was constantly driving, and he'd be gone for like 4 days at a time in one place, drive back to
I still
another
think
place.
a Tesla would still probably be good for that, though.
He must have saved so much money though, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. If you had a Model 2,
He probably had like I think because it was a YouTube video that I saw when I looked him up. Somebody did like a little mini documentary video on him, and like he
Huh.
talked about how he
No, I'm
was
saying-
pursuing acting, and I'm
if
pretty
you
sure he
had
had a
a-
Corolla or like a Honda or something.
I'm saying like hypothetically, if you had a Model 2,
Hypothetically,
Tesla-
I would rather sleep outside on the ground in a tent. Okay,
no, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Dude, if it's 100 degrees outside, you don't want to do that. If it's 30 degrees outside,
Bro,
you don't want to do that. It's
where
better
do-
to live in a car.
Where do you live where it's 100 degrees in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I live in Arizona. You should
It's
know
in like
this.
the 80s, dude, at night.
No, dude, well, closer to 90s actually. But
Either way, it's gonna be hotter in the car. It's gonna be
there's this
hotter
thing
in the
called
car.
AC.
You're gonna sleep all night with the car running?
Yeah, it's actually easier to do that with a Tesla than it would be with a regular car.
I've
Like I said,
seen
there's-
people.
There was
goodness,
literally
bro.
a dude who had a mining rig in his freaking Tesla, dude.
Yeah, I
Okay,
saw
you're
that
just
too.
you're just getting
Mhm.
ridiculous now, man.
No, I'm not, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying,
are.
dude, it's probably less power for your AC in your car than a freaking mining rig. I'm just saying.
You're
I've
just
seen
draining your
people on
battery.
TikTok. They do like little portable little AC units, little
Dude.
fans and stuff.
That's also a thing. Yeah.
I mean, that's
And
pretty shitty though. But-
yeah, but I mean, if it's all you got, bro.
yeah.
I don't think you could literally sit there and run your AC all night. Like, it's not good for the car because it's not. It would have to be running. It's not good for the batteries to just be draining running the AC. It's like leaving your
How about
radio
this?
on.
How about this? With the Cybertruck, do you think it'd be better?
The
you
Cybertruck has a package that basically makes it like a camper. It unfolds and you can store all your shit and like
Not to
you're
mention
meant to
you can get
camp
solar
with it.
panels on it, I think, right?
Yeah. But
So
can like the thing is though is like there's got to be limitations to what can be on and what can't be on when the solar panels are like charging it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you probably can't sit there and just run the accessories.
well,
But-
no, that's the thing. Solar panels, that's how they work, bro. Like literally, like if you at the end of the day, it'd be like plugging a battery into something, right?
Mhm.
Where it's just gonna power it, right? But if your battery is it's charging while you're using like accessories like AC, for example, some of the power will go to the AC, and if it's enough to actually power the AC, you're good. The rest of the power will go to your battery. Okay, but if it can't do that, if the AC uses more power than the solar panel can actually get, then at that point, you just be running off the solar panels.
Okay, but I'm talking about the batteries. The batteries it's probably not good for. Like they say it's bad to be using your phone while it's plugged in because the electrons that are being charged are being used right away and it
Well,
kills
yeah,
those electrons
obviously.
sooner. The battery degrades faster. So
Yeah,
I
but
feel like you'd
that's
be
the thing.
doing that with the car too.
No, because that's not how solar panels work.
But it's not the solar panels that the juice is running off of. It's still going
No,
to the
it is.
batteries and you're running off the batteries, Chris.
No,
the solar
it
panels
is.
are charging the batteries.
I mean, dude, like think about how like we have solar set up. Like it, that's literally like that's how it works.
Dude,
Dude,
the
they literally-
solar panels run to a like I don't know what the
No,
word is
dude,
for
no,
it.
hold on.
Like
I literally
the energy gets stored somewhere before you use it.
There's this guy named Jerry Rig Everything, right? And he
Mhm.
legit did a video about it's like a Tesla Powerwall like Kickstarter where like it's a solar battery, right? And that's
Sure.
literally what it does. You have the solar
Battery.
panels run.
It has the word battery in it. It goes
Let me
to
finish.
a battery.
No, I'm nuts. Let me finish.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
So-
sense.
Well, that's because you're not an electrical engineer, dude. Like you
No,
have
no,
no
no.
experience with it.
I'm saying it doesn't make sense what you're saying. It's still going to a
Well, let
battery
me
before you use the
explain,
energy.
bro. Let me explain, dude. Jesus Christ. So this guy, he literally got these solar batteries, right? So it's these battery
Batteries!
Let me finish. You're freaking stupid. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay. You literally, it's these battery packs. The solar panels run into the batteries, right?
Yes.
And you power stuff off the batteries. Okay?
Yes.
But wait, that pack, there is a circuit that charges the battery,
Mhm.
and then if you're using power from the solar panels, it just runs directly to whatever you have plugged in.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's not how Tesla solar panels work.
the Cybertruck's not out yet. You don't know that.
Dude, they have the concept online because the people
They
are
have the
pre-ordering this.
concept. The concept,
dude, you
which
think
is
they're gonna,
changing
oh my
constantly,
goodness.
dude.
You think they're gonna be like, oh, actually, we included a new extension cord that plugs right
well,
into your
okay,
phone.
how about this? They're engineers who know what they're doing, so they would be smart enough to do that.
Dude, okay, I get what you're saying. Okay. But I'm talking about sitting in a car with the AC running. How the hell is that not running off the batteries? It's the AC.
Because you have solar panels, dude.
Dude, The solar
What did I
panels
just say?
in a
Bro,
Tesla
what did
charge
I
the
just-
batteries. They're on the roof
That's
of the car.
No, you don't know that. That's the
That's
thing.
what it says. It
Dude,
says they
every
charge the
time we
batteries.
talk about-
The batteries are
literally-
lines throughout
You
the car.
literally said, bro, it's a concept. That doesn't mean it's set in stone, bro.
My goodness, dude. The car itself is a concept. Solar technology isn't going to change overnight like that, dude.
What did I just say, bro? I said literally that's what they do with this freaking solar battery thing that I was just talking about.
You're talking about some Joe Schmo on the internet. I'm talking about Tesla making a production
Joe
car.
Schmo, he's got 6.85 million subscribers,
Goodness.
bro.
I'm just saying, Tesla isn't designing it off of his goddamn little camp battery, okay? This is a
He
car
ain't,
with
bro.
batteries.
It's a Kickstarter that's already out, bro. Dude, what I'm saying is the engineers are smart enough to do it a certain way.
But that's not how
That's
they're
how
doing
that
it because
works.
it's a car.
You don't know that.
I know that there's solar panels going on
Bro,
the roof of the
Bro,
car.
give me
there's
the spec
batteries-
sheets and technical documentation for it.
Okay, I can't fix stupid. All right, I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Bro, you're the one who's not even, you don't even know the
I
full
know
specs
how
of it
a
and stuff like
Tesla
that.
works. I've driven a Tesla. Have you driven a Tesla?
Driving a Tesla doesn't mean you know how the Tesla works, bro.
I've sat in a car while somebody explains to me how the batteries work and stuff while they were trying to sell me the car and explain how it works because like,
Yeah,
oh, well, don't I
yeah.
have to get this and that?
Yeah, was it a Cybertruck with solar panels on it? I don't think
oh
so.
my goodness, bro. They're supposed to put solar panels on more than just a Cybertruck. But I'm saying, if you're going to live inside your car, the batteries are lined throughout the car. The accessories are running off of those batteries that are in sync with each other. They're not running directly from the solar panels.
Not necessarily, dude.
Bro,
If
the
you-
solar
if-
panels are on the top.
Bro, really?
Yes.
Really?
Look,
That's where you're going with it? The
front
placement of where the solar panels are at? Are you serious?
the front is all glass, okay?
Okay.
The top of the car, there's a panel where the solar panels are, and they run to the back of the car, and then the batteries are lined throughout the car and connect to the AC and all the other accessories. They're little tiny batteries. There's like 5,000 batteries in a Tesla.
Yeah.
They are not running extra cords from the solar panel just to the AC, just to this, just to that. That's not what the car is meant for.
They don't have to do that, though. That's the thing. That's not how circuitry works, bro.
I understand
You
that,
can
but
have-
it
you
is
can
a
have
car.
two
It is
separate-
meant to be driven. It's not meant to be sitting in a car, sleeping in it with the AC running all night. That's not what they're designing this car for. It's not a camper.
Dude, no, literally. Bro, what did you just say?
It's not a camper.
Bro, they literally, one of the biggest things about the presentation was the fact that you could go camping with the thing.
Yes, but you're not living inside it. It's meant to set up
I mean,
a
you
campsite.
theoretically could, bro. The fact that they're gonna add a thing where you can turn it into a camper just goes to show that they're planning for that.
They said there's a camper edition. They mean like as in you go camping with it. They don't mean you sleep in it and run the AC all night. It's two different things. Like, look, the way like normal campers, they have a battery that is meant to run the accessories. A battery. Some of them have solar panels on it that charge that battery, but the solar panels aren't directly wired to the accessories.
But here's the thing, dude. You don't have to wire the solar panels to every single accessory one by one in order for it to actually work like that.
I understand that.
Really? Okay, you know what?
But this is a car.
Let me show you something. When's the last time you've seen like a let me grab a battery really quick because I have tons of it.
I feel like we're going way into the weeds on this.
Hold on. Let me explain this to you really quick, okay?
I think
Look
we
at
should
this.
ban Tesla as a topic from.
Yeah.
Maybe we should because DJ has no
Chris
idea
is
what
just-
he's talking about, bro. Dude,
How do I not have any idea what I'm talking about? I'm talking about a car.
Because you're not an electrical engineer or anything like that, bro.
Dude, I don't know how this is hard to
Bro,
understand.
literally
Cars are not
look
meant
at
to be
this.
running the AC all
Look
night while
at-
you're sleeping in it.
Look at this, okay?
I'm looking.
Look. Okay, so this right here, this is what you plug in to actually power whatever you're trying to power, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a separate charging circuit,
Mm-hmm.
all right?
Yes.
The same thing applies to solar panels. You have one thing that actually goes to where the charger's at, and another thing that goes to the accessories. You have two separate lines.
Yes.
Yeah, so that would imply that you could have it power the accessories and charge the battery.
Yes, but they're not designing it for that. That's what
You
you're
don't
not
know
getting.
that.
Literally, they're saying it's just meant. The solar panels are meant to charge the batteries. It says that. That's
Well,
what I'm
if
saying. You
that's-
can't. Why
Okay,
don't you
here's
understand
what I'm gonna
that?
say. No, here's the thing, okay? Because if that's the case, that's stupid. On
How
their
is
part.
it stupid? It's a car. It's meant to be driven, not sleep in. You're not supposed to sleep in it.
Because it's more efficient and just like
No, it's
generally a
not,
better
dude.
idea.
It's worse for them because they have extra wires, and every time there is a wire
It's
that has a
two
problem,
wires, bro. It's two wires.
bro. Every time you add wires, that wire harness, if it has one problem, they replace the whole wire harness. You realize that, right? They don't just like fix that one wire. They want
Dude,
the least amount of wires possible.
It's 2 wires.
But they have to replace the whole harness. They plug in, dude.
I just think it makes no sense to have solar panels and have it literally just charge the battery when you could have accessories running, because that's not how like you would do it with a house.
But that's a house. This is not a house. This is a car for transportation.
But that just because you're going from like a house to a car doesn't mean suddenly like the laws of physics just change. And you have to do it a whole other way.
See, you get the argument wrong. I'm not talking about the laws of physics and being an engineer, electrical engineer. I'm talking about the fact that a car is not meant for sleeping in. They're not designing it for you to sit in there with the AC running. I'm telling you, it would make more sense to sleep on a sleeping bag in a tent outside.
Usually the way that you would design it is you would have it so that it would power both the charging circuit and the accessories, so that if you only wanted to run the accessories on solar panels,
I'm done talking about this.
Okay. I'm looking at this now. You guys talking about whatever you want. I'm gonna prove you wrong, bro.
That's the thing. I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I'm literally talking about the simple concept that a Tesla is meant to just drive. You're not meant to sleep in it all night with the AC running.
The whole point was the solar panel is what we're talking about.
You can shove the solar panels up your butt, dude. I don't care about the solar panels.
Dude, without the solar panels, this whole argument makes no sense.
Exactly. So why are you so bent out of shape about the solar panels?
Because I'm saying you can live inside of a Tesla if it has solar panels like the Cybertruck.
Dude, you can live in a freaking dumpster on the side of the road. It doesn't mean it's the right way to do it. Like, that's not the right way to sleep on the side of the road.
Okay, but you also said you were fine with living in a tent as opposed to in a car, bro.
I said if you live in Arizona where it's hot as hell, and
no, that's not what you said.
I asked you. I said, where do you live where it's freaking 100 degrees at night? And you said, oh, dude, well, I live in Arizona. And I said, well, it's still going to be hot inside the car. And then you said, oh, well, I'll just run the AC. And I said, well, that's going to kill the batteries. And you said, oh, well,
Which
no,
is
it runs
why
off
you
solar
use
panels.
the solar panels.
But it's nighttime. There's no sun to charge the solar panels, bro.
What I'm saying is, okay, first off, actually, that's not entirely true. Because
oh my God, we're running off of
4 in the morning.
now.
There's gonna be. Shut up, dude. First off, technically that still works because it's a reflection of the sun, but that's not what I'm saying. If it's 4 in the morning, right? What?
It is a reflection of the sun. Yeah,
it is.
Yes, but it doesn't work the same. It's not direct rays.
It doesn't work the same. It doesn't. That's just me being like annoying. So if it's like 4 in the morning and the sun, because sometimes if you're in a place like Arizona, the sun rises pretty early, or if you're in freaking Alaska where it's like sunny all day during certain parts of the year, it makes perfect sense because you're still going to get power from the solar panels at that point. There's use cases.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Do you understand how car accessories work?
Yes.
Literally, the engine is creating power that's powering everything.
There's no engine in a Tesla.
There's no engine in the Tesla. Yes, I'm glad you understand that. But what I'm saying is either way, that energy has got to come from somewhere. And when the car is not actually running and the motors aren't turning and making power, there's nothing to power the accessories without the batteries draining.
Unless you have solar panels.
Bro, you're not even going to be able to afford the solar panels, okay? So
I'm not saying it's me, bro.
If you're sleeping in your car, I don't think you have a top-of-the-line solar panel Cybertruck, okay? I'm just saying, this whole argument is stupid.
We're not okay, bro. But I'm not saying it's gonna be me or someone who has no money. I'm saying if you genuinely had to live in a car, there's a way to do it.
Dude, I mean,
that's my argument there.
If you wanted to, instead of wiping your butt, you could get in the shower and wash your ass off, but it doesn't mean it's the right way to do it.
Okay. Bro, two entirely different things, though.
Is it, though? I'm talking about sleeping in your car with the AC running and sleeping outside the tent.
Bro, but you literally just said that you knew somebody who had to drive around for a year straight and live in their car.
Yeah, do you think he sat there with the AC on at night going, oh, God, I hope my car runs in the morning?
Well, he wasn't living in freaking Arizona where it's 100 degrees out every day, or he wasn't living in freaking Alaska where it's like -30 on a good day.
No, but he was driving back and forth between Albuquerque and LA, which are two hot places.
I'm saying, like, there are use cases, bro. I'm not saying everybody would do it the exact same way. I'm saying there's use cases. Just like not everybody needs a freaking Go XLR for a mic, like it's the same thing.
All right, I'm officially titling this Danny and Chris get into a dumb argument.
Joke's on you. I make the titles. So there you go.
I'm talking about the clip, bro.
Oh,
Hey, you're gonna call the podcast episode "Chris and Danny get into a dumb argument"? That's real nice.
no, that's okay. But you just implied that you were gonna
Danny
title the
in
podcast
Tesla
that, bro.
argument.
Huh?
You just implied that you were gonna name the podcast or the episode of the podcast that. You didn't specify,
Good God, bro.
bro.
I'm getting an aneurysm right now.
Chris woke up and chose violence today.
Well, no, it's not my fault that my brother wants to be a jerk today.
Like I
don't
said,
know,
dude, the same thing I said before. When you ask somebody for toilet paper, do you ask them first before they hand it to you, like what ply it is? And you go, oh, is it 2-ply or 3-ply? You get that specific about stuff when people explain things to you.
Well, no, because toilet paper is toilet paper. Okay, but okay.
He takes things so literally.
What
Wow.
are you saying?
tell you.
Like in relation to what part of this conversation are you talking about? Like, the title thing?
I'm talking about the part of the conversation where you said that I was supposed to specify whether I was titling the episode that or the clip.
Okay, because you said this.
Yes, referring to this argument.
Okay, but you could have meant this podcast.
Oh my God, guys, please help me.
Am I wrong?
What
Am I
was
wrong?
your topic, Chris? I mean,
What?
Kyle.
Oh, we want to switch topics.
Switch topics now, because this guy is making me angry, bro.
Jeez, let's not get that serious with it.
My
So,
goodness, bro.
good old fucking YouTube. Let's talk about YouTube for a minute. Let's talk about being censored for a minute.
It's quiet now, bro.
I filmed a reaction video last night to Machine Gun Kelly's Paper Cuts music video and edited it, uploaded it, and I get hit with the good old copyright claim, which normal because you're reviewing a music video. So, of course, it's going to get deemed copyright.
Sure.
What I didn't expect is that them to tell me, oh, it's blocked in all countries. So, literally, my video was for nothing. But all it is a reaction video to a music video that I'm reacting to. So I was like, I don't understand this because, and this isn't the first time, because like I'm on my other channel, I do a lot of reaction videos. I've reacted to Chris Brown, I've reacted to Hobson, NF, huge artists, right? None of them have ever gotten to the point of being blocked in all countries. And I've even reacted to MGK in the past. So it gets blocked like that. So I disputed it because I think it's ridiculous. And one of the things that's on the list of like, why are you disputing? Reaction video. So it's like, if you know people are already, like, you put that as an option to like dispute a claim. If that's already a thing, why is the algorithm not set up or whatever? The system's not set up to be like, oh, this is a reaction video? Like anything, if the title says reaction, should be a dead giveaway. If you just see that like there's another form of video in the corner or of whatever while you're, reacting to the video, it should just be a giveaway for the algorithm to be like, okay, it's a reaction.
Yeah.
Now, I don't need to make money off of those videos. Like, that's not my intentions. If the money could go to the artist that I'm reacting for, go for it. Give it to Machine Gun Kelly, give it to NF, give it to whoever I'm reacting for. But to block it in all countries, I don't understand. And it's, of course, from UMG, which Universal Music Group, that's who blocks fucking everything on YouTube when it comes to music and shit. But I just don't get it. And I'm over it as somebody that's been a YouTuber and been on, creating content for a long time. It's frustrating. And it makes you not really want to like make certain videos, which sucks because a lot of people ask for your reaction to stuff and like, oh, how do you feel about this? And you can't even do it because it's so much of a hassle. Like, I don't want to dispute every video I put out because I reacted to something.
Yeah.
So don't everybody talk all at once now.
So I've been thinking about reacting to movie trailers, but that's the whole thing that I'm trying to avoid. It's like issues like that, Well,
it's going to get copyrighted claim, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand because there's very successful reaction channels. So do they just not make any money at all, ever? Because like I don't understand that, because to me, like if YouTube and all these labels, it just goes back to, I think we've talked about this before a little bit, but it's like if these label companies or whoever's really behind it all that's causing this took a step back and like realized like, A, this is free advertisement. B, it's engaging more and bringing more attention to their artist, because they want, like, people want to see reaction videos. Those are like huge now. Reacting channels in general for like all, not even just music videos, for like all kinds of shit. People love those now. Like that's a big portion on YouTube. So it's like if you can't react to other content and like give your views or make fun of it or whatever, I just don't get how it can be blocked completely.
I mean,
even share the revenue with the YouTuber.
They'll never do that, bro.
And
they'll never do it.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get that argument from them. But you never hear anything from them because they're just like, oh, we either dispute it and you never hear an answer back, or you know, I got a copyright strike on my concert channel, and all I did when I disputed it was like, hey, I've been doing this clearly for a long time. Like this is another day, you know, just making concert videos or filming concert videos or whatever. I was like, I don't see much of a difference. I was like, if you want to take all the revenue from it, that's great. I'm just putting it up so people can enjoy it. And excuse me, the company came back and was like, nope, copyright strike. No rebuttal, no nothing. I got no answer from that. So their system is not something I enjoy working with.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me that we've gotten to the point where you can't, you just can't even like talk about
be
content.
Yourself.
Yeah, and like give your opinion on it without them
being super censored.
Like you said, like the title thing is supposed to be a thing now, right? Where you can get copyright.
So that was I don't know if it was like a mistyped email or whatever, like their system, but it originally had said copyrighted due to title, and I had never seen that. But really what they meant is that this title was copyrighted, like that this video was copyrighted. It wasn't the title. It was something in the video.
Okay,
once you clicked on the email and you went to the claim. But I was like, because at first that's why I messaged you. I was like, so apparently you can copyright titles now on YouTube. I was pissed.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah. But then when you go into the email and that, it's like, no, it's this title, like your titled video. This one in particular had a copyright issue, but like the way the email is typed out makes it seem like, oh, it's a copyright of the title of the video, not what's in the video, like the content. So it's just like crazy. Like even having like an outro back in the day, I used to have a Kid Ink song. It's called The Movement. As like my intro, it'd be like the intro, like instrumental. And then on the outro would be the chorus of him singing like, you know, from, or not singing, but like rapping or whatever from the Movement song, the chorus part, and was totally fine. 15 seconds, whatever. Cool. Now, if you go back, every single one of those videos I use that on has a copyright claim. And it's just like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because it's free advertisement for the artist. They should be honored. It's not even just like the art. If it was up to the artist, I really don't think they'd give a fuck. But it's these labels and stuff that just don't understand. You know, if I use 10 seconds of a song in a 20-minute vlog, why is that whole vlog getting demonetized or copyright claimed because of 10 seconds of the whole video? If you wanted it to where the artist could make some money off of because I used the song, sure, go for it. But you shouldn't rob the content creator of the entire thing that they just worked so hard on to do. Because editing, we all know, is not an easy thing, and it takes a long fucking time. But not everybody wants to use the shitty little EDM songs or whatever songs, background music, you know? People want to use mainstream music because they're like, oh, and that's just a whole nother reason for like a creator to, or fans to, you know, engage with that creator. Like, oh, you listen to Machine Gun Kelly? Oh, me too. Boom, start a conversation. They're like, oh, this dude's dope because of the music taste that he has, or whatever artist.
Yeah.
So it's like a conversation piece. You know, it's a way for a fan to be like, oh, this is cool. This guy's cool, or girl, whatever, because they listen to so and so. But then again, like I said, it's free advertisement because how many times in the comments I've used a song or whatever, and people are like, yo, what's your outro? What's your intro? What's a song you used at this point in the video? Oh, boom, I tell you, oh, that's great. Like that's awesome. Had they not have seen that, they might not have ever known that song, known that artist in general, and you just found that shit for free.
Yeah.
Artists didn't have to pay for that advertisement. It's done for free.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I think that needs to wholeheartedly be revisited. Like sit down, figure this out with the labels and stuff because it sucks.
Yeah. And I
You
mean,
know,
if
for
you think
creators.
about it, I think the issue, the reason why this is happening is because back in the day there was records, there was cassettes, there was CDs, you know.
Mhm.
Like people physically bought music. And now that that's not a thing anymore, they don't make as much money off of music sales. They just don't. You know, if you're somebody who actually
And
pays for your
streams
music,
are like nothing.
if you actually pay for your music, it's like what, $1 a song or something.
I still buy albums. Like if I really fuck with that artist and I want their stuff, like
Yeah.
I bought every NF album, I bought every MGK album, Ice Nine Kills. I bought multiple copies of both artists because that's how you support them. If you really support somebody and you're not, you know, a cheap asshole, for lack of a better term,
Yeah,
you
I
buy
mean,
their shit.
they don't get me wrong though. They get paid a lot in playback.
Mhm.
Like
They
every
have multiple sources of income now.
S-
Streaming was never a thing, you know, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, somewhere in that range.
yeah,
Streaming wasn't even like that big of a thing. Now they have a streaming income, which, yeah, if you're like a smaller artist, streams aren't really shit to you. But like if you're a big artist, it's getting millions of fucking streams a month. Yeah, it's a pretty decent chunk of revenue, I would say. And then iTunes buying individual songs, buying individual albums, whether it be digital or physical, and then you're touring and merch. Dude, artists are fucking set.
yeah.
Record labels, companies are set. It's just, I don't think 10 seconds of a song being used in a YouTuber's vlog is worth a copyright because I didn't make the fucking couple dollars I'm going to make off of it. Stupid.
Yeah,
But if you guys want the money that bad, sure, just don't copyright the artist or the content creator to the point where he can't make or she can't make a revenue from it. Stupid. And they
I
just
like-
spent
it almost seems like a
forever
problem with
editing
no
a video.
solution. You know what I mean? Because we want to use the
there would
music,
be a
but we can't.
solution.
What's the solution though? Because at the end of the day, the record labels are the one that want the money. Like they
Yeah.
won't let us use it without
Right.
making some money.
But when has anybody really made like an uproar about it? When has anybody started to get artists involved
Metallica.
to push these people? Like, because I'm pretty sure every artist under the sun would be like, yeah, I would love my YouTube videos to be used in like a Nelk Boys video that gets 5 million fucking views. Like some of my music videos don't even get 5 million views. And these kids are out here making these videos. If they use 10 seconds of my song and they're like, oh, they get a bunch of fans from that. Yeah, I would like that. You know, I don't get it. It gets me really fired up because I don't understand it. And I guess I need to talk to somebody that can make it make sense to me. I would
the
love to
issue
hear
is
the
that
other side of the argument.
There's not
but
much
you never
can really. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. All right, because it varies from artist to artist, right? Because there's plenty of artists who are like, yeah, use my music whenever you want, like it's fine. But there's other artists who, like for example, more mainstream artists. Like if you started playing Drake in the middle of your song, like chances are it's gonna get taken down, right?
Yeah.
And it's because like that's how they make money, like by actually like having stuff like that happen, or like even just people buying their music. And it's kind of hard to like explain it to people. If your music gets used and someone hears it and they like it, even if it's just in the background or whatever, right? They go and look for your music, and then if they like it enough, they'll pay for it, Like
Yeah.
I think most artists
So you're gonna
kinda
get a revenue that way regardless. But like I said, it's like
they'd probably make
why
less
is
if
there
they didn't
not
copyright videos though.
Yeah, but why isn't there an algorithm set up? They make an algorithm and all that stuff for everything and a way to distribute money to everybody, right? Why can't there be one that's like, hey, like you use this artist song, well, they're gonna take a percentage of your video's earnings a percentage, and it should just be like something that's written in the YouTube algorithm, like 5-10%, because you use it, even if you use 10 seconds of the song, doesn't matter. Let it be a base value percentage that they take because you use that artist's stuff. Now, if you use different artists, yeah, that's gonna start cutting really into it because you're gonna have to take more and more of a percentage. But if let's say you only use like Juice World songs, okay, cool. A percentage of your earnings from YouTube and your video will go to Juice World and his label, or whoever gets his money nowadays. And but you still can make a good living off of your video that you spent all this time on. Everybody wins.
The issue
The label
there
wins,
is
the artist wins, the creator wins.
Once you do that, I mean, if you make a YouTube video and you're making money off of it, right? It's similar to if somebody was to use a song in a movie. Okay, now obviously, two entirely different budgets, two entirely different, size teams. Like 8 people working on this video, the person who actually records everything, and the person that edits it, right? So the team is much smaller, and you're gonna probably make less money off of it. Okay, whereas the movie, they can make millions, maybe close to $1 billion or something like that. And if they use a song, they pay for it, right?
Yeah, they pay.
But it's a lot.
Amount.
It's a lot more difficult for a content creator to do that with artists, because I assume it costs a lot of money, right? Like, I mean, you're probably paying royalties and stuff like that, and it's a lot more complicated to go about doing it that way. Sure, it would be a good solution to give a percentage for if you use a song and a video, but I'm sure it gets more complicated if you start adding more and more songs. Because if you're using a bunch of songs from different artists and stuff like that, well, then you got to take all of that into account. And you also have to if an artist wants to charge more for it or something like that, because they're more well-known artists or something like that. Once again, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that go into it, and it's the fairest thing would be to do what you said, right? But not everyone wants to be fair.
Well, of course. Well, and then that regard, fuck those people.
Right.
Well, so if people want to be involved and labels want to be involved, artists want to be involved, and they're like all for it, yeah, let them like sign up and be a part of it. Like how you determine anything else, just like let them like in the algorithm, or YouTube just knows these artists and these labels are cool with YouTubers using their shit as long as they could get some sort of cut. Okay, cool. And then the other people that are not, it goes on like normal copyright, whatever. If you use their stuff, normal. I think same shit that they're doing now.
The hardest part probably would be creating that system, though, because not only would you have to make it like available to people who are artists, right? But you would need to make sure that people are aware of it.
Well, and yeah, I mean that's not difficult.
Not to mention, just because that system is out there doesn't mean everyone's going to use it.
I don't think it would be that hard to make that system. It's
super simple.
It'd be like the Shazam or Soundhound. Those apps where you literally you could be at a bar and everybody's loud as hell, but you hear the music in the background. It'll literally tell you what song it is. Like, it's not that hard to identify a song.
Yeah, but once again, like I said, if you use multiple songs,
then we're getting into different territory. Yeah.
I still don't think it's like when you're saying like the algorithm, like I don't think it's that hard. I think it's just that the record labels, they like the way it is. They like that they can just claim it right now. Because there's artists who have said,
it's just so weird.
I don't care if you use my music. To me, it's free advertisement. But the record labels say, no, you have to pay us because they get a commission and they want that money.
Which is just so ridiculous. Because like, how much are you really going to make? Like, really, like, I guess if it's multiple YouTubers using your money or using your artist's music, yeah, you can make a decent chunk of money, which that's the thing though. Content creators and artists, they're all for it. Most of them are all for it. They're like, yeah, that'd be great. And then also they get another form of revenue. Content creators still gets to make money and the label's happy because they're making money. Why is this not a thing yet?
Because the labels want all the money.
Well, they have one in place.
Then people need to stop being so fucking greedy. And I know that's like a whole nother topic, but it's like, dude, I feel bad for these artists that have like no say. That's why I would always, like, if I ever was a music creator, artist, whatever, I would be independent all the way because I can do whatever the fuck I want. I could still have a really successful career because fuck anybody telling me what I need to do with my content.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy.
I saw a thing back in the day. There was a video I'd posted that I incorporated some guy doing a cover of a song as like a joke rather than using an actual song, and YouTube detected like the melody of it, and that actually split the revenue between my ad revenue and then the owner of the song because I used the melody of it.
Yep.
So
I've had some videos show that they have split the revenue with me and the artist. I have
Yeah.
seen that. But I guess I don't understand because
should
obviously
be a standard for everything.
going right to that. Yeah. Going right to that though, it goes back to our argument. So it's like if we've already seen that on videos, clearly an algorithm's already in place to some extent.
Yeah.
Like I said, not everyone wants to do that.
Right, but clearly there's one already in place. So it's like I just feel like people should push more to it because I never really see many people talk about it because they all, just like anything else in life, they think that they're just controlled and they just give up. If enough people talked about it, brought it up, and made it a thing and pushed for it, it could get a lot further than a lot of people just being like, that's the way it is.
Yeah,
but that's how
I mean,
a lot of
at the
people
end of the
handle
day,
everything in life.
There's really not much that you can do just by talking about it, as opposed to like if you were to make some sort of like legislation for it. And
I'll say like
I
get artists involved, to get more people talking about it. Like I said in a previous episode, High Res made a whole album that you could use for streamers and for content creators, and whole thing was copyright free. And he's a pretty decent like underground artist. Like he's still got hundreds of thousands of followers and shit, and makes good music.
The problem is though,
takes more
the fact
people
that
with his mindset.
The fact that they
He's
have that
independent, too.
choice, they have that
He's
choice to
independent.
actually make it so that they can take all your revenue, means that if someone really wants to be a jerk or if they want to be greedy about it, they'll do it.
Well, yeah, you're always gonna have those people, but there's a lot of people that aren't like that.
Yeah,
You know?
but I mean, at that point, then you don't have that problem. That's the issue. So
Yeah,
I don't know, but
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
I just want to talk about it because it's like having the whole video blocked in all countries. I just don't understand how, there's so many reaction channels out there. And I noticed like I had watched a few of them, and even they put in their video, like where the portion of the music video they'd be showing that they're reacting to, they just put video blocked and re-uploaded it. But I'm like, I just don't know how a music video could be completely blocked.
Were you reviewing it?
Yeah, I was reacting to it.
Yeah, so in that case, that's fair use. So you can
that's why I disputed it. I disputed it with UMG, but that's what I said in the beginning is like one of the reasons for the dispute. It'll give you a drop down menu. One of the top reasons is reaction video. Yeah. So why? Because now I'm having to, instead of being able to upload that yesterday when I uploaded it. Now I have to wait 48 hours for UMG to just release it, or like the system releases it. And then I have up to 28 more days after that UMG could dispute it back and block it again or remove whatever. And it's like, why?
Yeah. And the shitty thing is that YouTube is always going to side with them, Like, it sucks, time. Dude.
It's just frustrating as a content creator. I don't want to use, especially like streamers, they're all in the same boat. I don't want to use this shitty, not that it's shitty, some of it's good, but like music that I don't fuck with all the time. Yeah. Like I have to listen to stuff all day on my stream, not all day, but like on my stream or see it in my videos and stuff. And it's like, man, I really wish I could be listening to NF or Juice WRLD or something,
Like, I don't get why they don't just like integrate a thing where when the song plays, something pops up on the screen for a couple of seconds. It tells you what the song is, which is good advertisement. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, I like this song. And they're gonna like friggin' go look it up, Yep. I don't get it, man. It's that's the thing is like when it comes down to money with these record labels, common sense goes out the window. They just all they care about 100%. Is the money. They get tunnel vision. That's all they care about.
Yeah.
And
which
a lot
is just mind blowing to me. I can't wait till that's like gone, because I feel like with our generation and like maybe even the one before us, I think a lot of that shit's gonna go out the window.
Dude, I think it's gonna get scary. I think in like 50 years, people are just gonna like all your personal information is just gonna be out there. Like you're not gonna hide anything, and like information is just gonna be free. All this stuff like that. Like it's gonna be hard to monetize stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think there's a way that they can have everything be out there on the internet Without it either has to go one way. It's gonna go super censorship, which I don't. I feel like only certain things are gonna be censored, or it's gonna go like nothing's private. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just
Yeah.
yeah.
So I want to go a little off topic really quick. I know like we're supposed to go in the circle, whatever, but this relates to a previous topic. Genie saw it. So I said, you wouldn't be charging the battery with solar panels in the middle of the night. You'd be using the battery, which wouldn't ruin it. There's only issues when you charge and charge at the same time. So you'd be using the battery, but you would charge it during the day. There you go.
Bro, my issue is the car's for transportation. If you're using the battery all night, how are you gonna drive it when it's dead in the morning?
Well, you would charge it.
Yes, but like if you gotta go somewhere, solar panels don't charge it fast enough for you to freaking get somewhere, man. Even the superchargers take a half hour to get to like 50%.
All right. I mean, there's a lot of math you have to do there to see like how much power you're actually using with the AC.
We're not there yet.
Like,
technology-wise, we're not there yet.
What?
Solar panels don't charge fast enough.
No, that's
for
not
you
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
able to
That's
do
not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you don't use enough, or if you don't use too much power, like let's say the AC uses like 100 watts, and your battery can supply that much power for a day, right? If you're only using the AC for like 12 hours a day, right? Like you still have enough power to go somewhere and drive there to like a charger or something like that. Just I'm saying if it doesn't use too much power, you could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much power the AC uses. So
the air conditioner, it's not necessarily the obviously the car itself is, you know, the most power hungry thing, like driving. But in AC, I mean, we've been using the same air conditioner technology for forever. You know what I mean? Like there's a compressor, there's all this basic stuff. It goes through a cycle with a condenser and all that stuff. Like it's, I don't know. It's just, the AC is definitely one of the more power hungry things in the car that you'd be running. You know what I mean? But my thing is that if you're living out of your car and you got to run the AC, like it just, I don't know, man. It just, to me, the situation just won't happen. It doesn't make any sense.
You can do it. You could do it depending on which car you have. So it says the air conditioning is 2 kilowatts, and the battery is anywhere from 50 to 100 kilowatt hours. So you could do it
With like a modern car, you're saying, like a regular car?
with a Tesla is what I'm saying.
Oh, with the
Because
Tesla.
we were talking about Teslas, yeah.
Cool. I don't care. I don't care. That's what it's about. You still, bro. I'm not. You know. Okay. I'm stopping the conversation here. My argument was, why are you living out of your car?
Bro, I'm joking around. Chill.
I know, but like there was no argument about the solar panels and the AC, bro. I was just saying it doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm saying you can.
That's great. I never said you couldn't. I never said you couldn't.
You said you would rather live in a tent, though.
I said if I had to live out of my car, I'm sleeping in a tent. Yes.
That just doesn't make sense to me, man.
Why am I gonna sleep in a hot car?
Literally, did I not just talk about AC for like 5 minutes straight?
You said in a Tesla.
Yeah.
If you have a Tesla, why would you be living in your car?
Dude, if you have the Model 2, which is $25,000,
you're
19
stupid.
after.
If you're homeless and you have a Tesla, you're stupid. Unless you're really trying to just do that for an experiment, or that's just how you want to live. But I'm saying it's not practical.
I didn't say it was practical. Neither was living in a tent.
How is living in a tent not practical? People do it all the time. People don't live out of their cars all the time on purpose.
That's called camping.
We
Unless
said
you're homeless.
if you were camping, it would make more sense to sleep in a tent.
But that's not what I was saying.
I know, that's what I said. You didn't understand the argument, and you went off about this solar panel thing.
But no, if I'm understanding correctly, you said you would rather live in a tent than a car.
We gotta stop the whole "if I understand correctly" stuff. Like, we're not having a freaking philosophical argument in court right now, okay?
Well, no, I'm making
camping.
sure that I understood what you're saying, bro. You're talking about camping. Okay, I wasn't talking about camping. I was talking about living in a car.
That's why I got heated about it, because you didn't
why
understand.
Why are you talking about camping, bro?
Because, like I said, this argument's over.
All right.
That's a good idea for a series, The Cool Ranch Court.
Cool Ranch Court.
Yes.
Nobody would go.
I feel like we're like an hour in and we still haven't gotten to Danny and we're still on our like first round. So, Danny, what was your topic? Or one of your first? Because I don't think we're gonna get to both topics of each
No,
person.
I think we're just gonna do one topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about pets.
Pets.
Chris might turn it into something else, but I just
Oh,
wanted to
shut
talk.
up, dude.
I
You were the
just-
one talking about camping, bro. I was talking about living in a car.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm not gonna explain it again. You can go back and watch the podcast.
I understand it now, bro. We're talking about two entirely different things, dude. We're
So
talking about
pets.
Yeah.
What about him?
pets?
What about him, Danny?
I was gonna ask. I mean, I know I don't think Genie has any pets, but Kyle, you got any pets?
I got my boy Gunner. He's a little. I don't know what kind he is, so we call him a domestic short hair, according to the vet. That's the term to put him as. He's my little hood cat that I rescued in Detroit, literally in the hood of Detroit. I was leaving a job site, and we were all talking out front with the owners and stuff of the house. And lady was like, "Hey, do you are you allergic to cats?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "Well, you got one coming up behind you." I'm thinking some like normal size hood cat just walking around, you know. Nope, little tiny kitten just walking right up to me, little meows, everything covered in dirt, fleas, you name it. His tail's crooked because I see his tail's still crooked to this day. I don't know if something got a hold of him or if he got caught in somewhere or whatever, but I mean, little tiny kitten, you know, maybe a month old tops, maybe even less than that. And so I took him home, and I was just the week prior in a shelter looking to adopt a cat. So now I have him, and he's my little hood cat.
Wait, do
That's cool.
tails have bones in them?
No, but they're like
I think
how to
they,
it's like-
they not the whole tail does.
Yeah,
I don't think
part
it's
of it does.
yeah, maybe part of it, but a lot of it's like a real thick piece of skin almost. I don't know how,
How
to
does a
explain
tail
it. It's
get
very
crooked
thick.
then? That seems like
Yeah, I don't know. And it's
So I'm
weird
saying
too.
he either got caught in a door and like was in there for a while to where it held, like clamped on him, or something got a hold of him, like a predator or whatever.
It's
Not too
it's
sure, but
it's weird to me how dogs, like, their tails, they kind of just wag. You know what I mean? Like they just wag their
Mhm.
tails. They don't have control of like the whole tail. But cats, they'll literally like move like just the end of their tail, or like it's crazy.
yeah.
Oh,
They can
that's
do
weird. No,
whatever.
dogs do have bones in their tails, bro. I don't know about cats. I'll have to look that up, but apparently dogs do. That's weird, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dogs' tails are bigger too, though.
Yeah.
At the same time. Well,
Dude,
most of
I
them
mean,
are.
that's why. I mean, I don't like that people do that, but people will have the dog's tails cut because they'll literally just come
No.
like, it hurts, dude. I've had a big dog like hit my
I don't
leg with its
understand
tail,
why
and I'm like, damn,
anybody would do that though. No.
because they
Yeah.
just don't want to get hit with the tail and they don't want it to knock over stuff.
Apparently, cats also have bones.
Ooh,
in
don't
their
have a
tail.
dog then.
I know, right? But I mean, that's literally how they've been doing it forever.
Well, it's like
certain
the
dog breeds.
dogs that have their ears. They want their ears up instead of down. It's like fuck off. Don't have a dog.
Oh.
Don't have
Yeah.
a dog.
Wait,
Period.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll cut the dog's ears so that they stay up. Yeah.
Like show dogs or like
Yeah.
just for
You know, like
yeah.
Doberman ears have like the point. Some people do
Yeah.
that, like with a German Shepherd and shit like that.
Oh,
Well, most German Shepherds have, or they'll make them come down too. They can go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a surgery.
Oh my
But no,
yeah.
I
It's
was like,
ridiculous.
didn't even
I was
know
just
that.
laying
That's
there with the
gross.
cat and the dog, and I was like, bro, like, so we had a family dog. Has it been a full year now,
What?
since Cooper passed?
I think it's been almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. So we had a dog that we got when I was in like middle school, and he passed away. It still feels like yesterday. He had gotten lung cancer, and I was hoping we were hoping he was gonna make it to my sister's wedding because I couldn't come like visit the family until then, and it was only a couple weeks away, and he ended up passing like right before it, and so I didn't get to say goodbye. But I was just like, I had never experienced losing like a family pet like that before. And so like experiencing that and like realizing how much it like I cried, dude, when I found out, you know, that he didn't make
Yeah,
it
it's
to
tough.
then.
yeah.
I was laying there with the dog and the cat, and I told my wife, I was like, these pets are gonna break our heart someday, you know? And like that's depressing to think about, but it's like cherish it, you know, because like they're one of a kind. But then I was also thinking, I was like, cats live like 20 years, but dogs live like 12, you know?
Depending
so
on
like,
the breed, yeah.
Yeah. Like the smaller the dog, the longer they live. Like Chihuahuas live like 18 years or something.
Or Yorkies.
But I was like, this cat is going to outlive Sammy by like 8 years probably. But I was like, that, you know, we'll still have Sparky the cat, hopefully, you know. Like by the time little man, you know, like goes to college or whatever he does with his life, you know, maybe even when he graduates, because he's already 4 and well, the cat's 2. No, I mean 22. Like the cat could literally live to the point where like he graduates college and like the cat's still here, you know, which is crazy to me, you know. Like I could be 45 when that cat finally passes, but yeah, no, I think we're gonna stop it at just the dog and the cat for now. Like I had thought about other pets before. I know like you know, fish are super easy. The only thing that sucks is having to clean the tank every once in a while, but
yeah.
What about turtles, bro?
What about them?
Like, because I know
tortoise or a turtle.
a turtle.
Like the little ones.
How long do they live?
A long ass time, depending on the breed.
So I know tortoises live forever.
Bro, there's tortoises.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video of the tortoise? Like they're like, this 100-year-old tortoise is the only male left in its species, and its job is to like repopulate. And they just show it like, with every single turtle.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you get it, turtle. Repopulate the earth with your
Dude, did you know that pandas, like the reason why they're endangered because they're like they don't know how to like reproduce. They're that stupid.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when it comes to animals, I've always looked at pandas and I'm like, they don't seem very bright. You know?
They're not. They're not.
Like, have you
They're
seen
also
pandas though?
Dude, like they legit like they'll start doing it and then they get distracted and just leave.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy, man. Like, they like a lot of these animals, they literally just eat all day. Like, they don't do anything else. Like, and I mean, if you think about it in the food chain, it's like they're literally just food for other things. You know, when you think about it.
Dude, I want a monkey so bad.
I don't.
Oh yeah,
Monkey
So
Butler gang,
bad.
Monkey Butler.
But like, what kind of monkey?
I
tiny
forget
ones?
what they're called. So, do you ever see on TikTok George the monkey?
yeah.
He, like,
R.I.P.
He passed away.
Yeah.
It's like, here's your monkey content is the username.
Yeah.
Dude, one of those. I think he's not a howler. What is he?
They're like a rhesus monkey or something like that. Is a type of them. I don't know what type that he was
What
though.
kind of monkey was he? I
It's
can't remember. One of
it's-
those monkeys. Cause he's so cool, dude. When
Looks
I
really
seen
smart.
that, I fucking was sobbing
He's a
like
capuchin
a
monkey.
man.
child.
Capucha?
Capuchin.
Capuchin.
Capuchin monkey.
Capuchin.
Yeah,
Capuchin.
dude, I was dying on the inside. I was like scrolling through TikTok late at night and seeing that. I'm like, get the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, man.
I was
Yeah.
so sad.
That's so sad.
Like, oh man.
What about you,
I
Genie?
watched his content like every day.
You want like a dog or a cat or anything at some point?
I grew up with like a lot of pets, like, and yeah, I lost my middle school dog. I got her like 5th grade. I lost her like last year, and like, you know, just hearing that on the phone, that phone call from my mom, it's just like, damn. And like the last time I saw her, I had a feeling it would be the last time. Like, she wasn't sick or anything. I was just like, damn, I'm probably not gonna be home for like 3 months. And then, you know, I took pictures with her. Like, I've never taken pictures of my dog before, like a selfie and shit. And that was like, those selfies were like that was my last interaction with her. It was like really sad. I have her ashes at home. So it's
Aw.
like,
wow.
Dude, and like
Yeah.
when Cooper had got diagnosed with lung cancer, they gave him like some meds. They're like it's just gonna like help him not feel nauseous and he'll be able to like eat and stuff, right, Chris? 'Cause, I mean, you were actually there for it all happening.
Yeah.
So like they were like it'll make him a little more comfortable, you know, until it gets to the point where like I think it had gotten to the point, right, Chris, where like you guys knew he was in pain again and wasn't eating
'cause
anymore. And
literally, like, dude, it happened in
Cancer's
like
rough for dogs.
it was literally
happened
like
to my
a
golden, too.
day. He just flipped. Like
it just went downhill.
Yeah, like I think we
Yep.
woke up and we're in there, and Cooper was like not moving or anything. That he looked like he was just super tired, and
Yep.
Because
so,
the
like,
breathing is painful.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he was having trouble just like staying awake pretty much,
Yeah.
right? But
Yep.
so we pretty much just took care of him like all day, and then that night, like I'm in my room messing with like breadboards and stuff like that, and then I just hear a banging on my window, and it's our sister, and she's like, come out here," and I go out there, and right then and there, like that was it. Like just that
Yeah.
day it just went down
Wow.
Because
like
I
super
remember
fast.
mom had called me and she had said that the dad was saying like we're gonna have to take him in the morning. Like we just need to like put him out of his misery. It's just not
Yeah.
he's just not having fun anymore. Like
Mhm.
the time had come, and he died that night. And like I remember my mom was saying that our sister. I guess we could just say the name.
Yeah,
Doesn't
we could
matter.
say her
Yeah,
name, yeah.
my sister Amanda, she had happened to like be up because I don't know what time it was. It was kind of
like 10
late, right?
o'clock.
Yeah, it was getting late, and she had seen him or had heard him just like get up and run outside. And the thing is like with cancer and all that stuff, like they get to the point where like the internal bleeding gets bad and stuff, and they just like shit out like all this blood and stuff. And so it's like the last thing that he thought of before he ran out was like, I don't want to make a mess in the house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, the one thing I tried to keep in mind was like at least he died like at home, Like it wasn't like he was in an uncomfortable position where he was at the vet or something like that. It was a familiar place. He passed away in his house, essentially, like in his home. So
Yeah.
I'm I think that was probably the best way it could have gone,
Yeah,
because at least he was comfortable,
and at least you guys were with him.
Yeah. I mean,
When he took his last breath.
I was there basically at like the last second, which kind of sucked because I didn't really get to say goodbye to him, but yeah, it was a rough night. Rough night.
Yeah, it's tough losing pets, especially dogs. I feel because they're just like, God, their personalities and just everything.
Yeah, I mean
You
they're
know,
literally like little family members, man. They literally
are.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I had a
Dude.
golden retriever. His name was Watson. He was fucking best dog, dude. The golden retrievers are amazing, and super smart. Just really cool dog. Really in tune with emotion, all that kind of stuff. And he was like my protector. Anything ever happened to me or anything, anybody try to mess with me, and my friends come over, we're like messing around, roughhousing, whatever, my dog would immediately be like, all right, what's up? Like, he'd be right there. And when I went off to college, we had shaved him that summer because he's got, golden retriever, thick coat, all that stuff. So we had shaved him down just to like kind of help him out as he was getting older, and we realized after I'd been gone for like about a month or so that he like wasn't regrowing his hair.
Ooh.
And we thought that was weird. So we took him to the vet. Turns out he had cancer. So we were just kind of like riding the wave, and just hope, because it's obviously really expensive to like do treatments and stuff for a dog with cancer.
Yeah.
So every weekend, I would come home from college because it was only like an hour and a half away. And I would always take him out, go on runs, walk around, do, keep him active and stuff. And it was cool because like my parents would always be like, he's been kind of down. At first we thought, because like they deal with like depression and stuff like that too. Certain
Yeah.
dogs, and maybe all dogs do. But like when their owner, their main person goes away, they get really sad. So we had thought it was like depression for him for a while because he was only 10. So that's what we had thought, and every time I'd come home, he'd get real excited, whatever, happy, and we'd do our thing like normal. And then when I'd leave, he'd get all sad again. So we kind of thought it was that for a while, and then we started realizing like the hair wasn't growing back and whatever. And so every weekend I would come back and try to keep him active, like I said. And there was one point where, it's crazy because like you'd go out for a run or whatever, and he would seem active, like he seemed like he's really trying, but
Yeah.
I think he was really just trying for me, And one day we were hanging out in my room, and I said, I think we were gonna go get him like treats or food or something like that. I said, "Come on, Watson, let's go." And he went to sit up. He was sitting, and he went to like stand up so he could start walking, and he just plopped right back on his ass, and he just looked at me like, "Dude, I fucking can't. I literally can't move." And I was like, because we had already determined like it's getting close to like putting him down time,
Mhm.
And that was like the deciding factor for me because I was like, I'm not gonna keep seeing him be in pain and get worse and worse. I mean, he got to the point where he wouldn't eat his food. We cooked him mac and cheese and cheeseburger meat,
Yeah.
and it's the only thing he would eat. And we made that over and over again. Ate as much as he could, because it was the only thing that he would eat. So, I remember the night that he passed though, or like the night before we went to the vet to put him down, I'd laid on the ground with him for hours, just crying and talking to him. And he just sat there or laid there, listening. And I swear, dude, certain dogs, maybe all dogs, I don't know, but golden retrievers, I want one again so bad because they're just, like I said, so tuned with emotion, and just good dogs, man. It's almost like they really understand you.
Yeah.
And man, I just sat there and you could just tell he was listening to every word and just stayed up the whole time. I laid right there with him the whole night, pretty much. And we put him down the next day. And you could just tell, like, when we brought him into like the vet or whatever, and he laid down, he like looked up at me because I didn't stay in the room because I was still kind of young. I was like 17 or 18 when I went off to college. So I was like, I still couldn't deal with like being in the room. But I walked out, and right before, like when we brought him into the room, he plopped down, laid down, and he just looked up at me like almost like thank you, like because he knew exactly almost like what was going to happen. He had a feeling. Like brought to the vet, spent the whole night sobbing with each other. It seems it's like he just knew like, all right, this is it. It's weird. I swear, like dogs will teach you certain things throughout your life. Every time you get one, it's like each pet almost teaches you something different, and I don't know, keeps you grounded, kind of. So if that makes sense.
Yeah. Dude, that was one of the worst days of my life, dude.
Dude, trust me, I know.
Because the night before I had done a search and rescue case, and we were looking for these, I think it was 2 kids. Like there was 2 kids
When
that
you're
were
in
like
the Coast Guard?
Yeah, there was 2 kids that were swimming, and I guess like a big wave came in and like they didn't see him again, but it was 2 kids. And so like we're like searching like crazy for these 2 kids, and we never found them. So that was a huge bummer, we were like searching all night. And then I get the call that morning. And then I got a text, from my buddy saying goodbye because he was going to prison, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, like this is the worst day ever.
Oh,
Get hit with everything at once. That's rough.
Yeah, they sent me home that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Losing pets is tough. The one I got even after that was a whole nother story. That was really rough. He was a yellow lab boxer mix. I named him Tucker, and it had been like a year since we had Watson, and I was still going to college and stuff. I couldn't take it anymore, and my parents were like, don't bring a dog home. My buddy AJ's like, hey man, this is the last one in the litter, and they said they'll sell him to you for $50. I was like, fuck it. I was like, all right, $50. Here you go. Boom. Yeah. Because they had knew that I just lost my dog and everything, like a year ago. It was big on us. And it was the last one. And then my buddy AJ had one of his sisters, like siblings. So I was like, okay, I'll get him. And I brought him home. Cutest little puppies, the yellow lab boxer. So he's just a lot of wrinkles when he was a little pup, so much extra skin. He's just a cool looking dog. And obviously he grew up, whatever, but he got to about 4 years old, and we had moved to Florida at this time. And all of a sudden, one night, I think we were just hanging out in like the living room or something like that, or maybe we were sleeping or whatever. And I start hearing him like flop around on the floor. We had wood floors, and his claws and everything hitting all that. He's having a seizure.
Oh.
So I had never dealt with anything like that in my life, human or
Yeah.
So when, I don't know how it is with humans, but when a dog has one, they forget everything about themselves for a while. They don't know their name, commands, nothing. They lose control of their bowels and like all kinds of stuff. So when he woke up and he stood up, he pissed Lake Huron in the living room, just everywhere. Could barely stand. And then so I had to figure out what was going on. And we ended up taking him doctors, vets appointments and all this stuff, trying to figure this out. And he had an issue prior with like his prostate. And one of the medications, unbeknownst to me,
cause seizures,
and I don't even know why it fucking exists in the first place, causes seizures.
That's
He was
stupid.
4 years old, never had an issue before. And I told the vet, I was like, so you're telling me this is all just chance? No, it's not
So
this
shitty.
fucking dumbass pill that you gave him. You tell me there's nothing else you could do for a prostate for a
Could have
dog.
told
but
me.
give up.
That's what I would have been like.
Didn't
you
even
know?
tell me. Didn't even tell me that seizures were a side effect. I'd have never fucking did it.
Yeah.
So I probably lost my dog because of that vet, because then he started having them all the time. Then you have to get him a medication for seizures. There was one point where he went like over 2 weeks, almost a month with no seizure, doing great. Then all of a sudden had one and it was bad. And then I went to work the next day and I was calling because I lived with my grandpa at the time, took care of him. And I called him. I was like, hey, I was like, Tucker doing okay? Right as I was leaving work. I worked at Applebee's at the time as a server. I was just leaving, getting in my car. I lived like 4 miles away. He's like, yeah, he's been good all day. Like no problems. Cool. Awesome. I'll be home in like 10 minutes. As soon as I'm pulling onto our road, about to, my grandpa calls me. He goes, Kyle, he's like, we got to do something about Tucker. Like he's like all messed up. Like I had to fight him to get him outside into the backyard because we had a fenced in backyard and whatever. I had to fight him to get out. My grandpa's like, almost 90. Or no, he was 90 at the time. 90, 91. I was like, oh shit. And he's on blood thinners and all kinds of stuff too because of his heart, and he had lung cancer and stuff. So like if Tucker were to bite him and he draws blood, like my grandpa could have died at that time. So we had to make a decision because like when I got home, I went outside and I had a bunch of change in my pocket from that night because I was a server, it just happened to have a bunch of change. He starts nibbling at my pocket. I'm like, Tucker, what are you doing? Like, fuck out of here, And he kept doing it and like getting more and more aggressive and like started attacking me. He almost turned to like Cujo. I had to fight him to get back inside. And then he starts pouncing at the door. He started attacking the wires, like old cable wires that were on the back, because we rented this house from our neighbor. And he was like chewing on the cords, ripped all the cords. I mean, literally like fucking Cujo. And it was nuts. And he's barking up a storm. We had neighbors probably getting in their car to drive over to our house to be like, what in the fuck is happening? And they were going by super slow in front of our house, like quite a few people in our neighborhood. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So we put him in the car, took him to the ER or whatever, like vet ER. He pissed all in my back seat, had another seizure. I just got in my car too. And we brought him in and they kind of explained like, your option is like put him down. It costs this much, blah, 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 or whatever. And I didn't have the heart to do it that night. So I had brought him home. And then the next day, I think he had another one. And I pretty much came to the conclusion, like, if I'm gone at work and he bites my grandpa or something happens, I'll never be able to live with myself, because him being on blood thinners, he has a chance of bleeding out to like the littlest thing, or more of a chance, I would say. So we ended up taking him in, and it's really sucked because, right before I'm walking him around the entire parking lot, I still didn't have the heart to do it. It was up to me. It's my dog. And I'm walking around the whole parking lot, and just like a normal fucking day, man, just with my boy. And I knew that I had to go back in there and put him down. And it was just like the hardest. They make you sign his life away, essentially.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking a mess, sobbing my eyes out, trying to like sign this thing. And then when they put him down, they say, he's not going to feel anything and he's just going to go peacefully. Well, then, as he's doing, I'm right there holding him. As they did it, he yelps real loud. And I look at the vets. I'm like, I thought you said it wasn't going to fucking do anything. I flipped out. I was like, I thought you said it wasn't going to hurt him, blah, 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 blah. I'm sobbing still. And then he like collapsed or whatever. So they think after I calmed down, because obviously it's not their fault. They don't know. But they think he had a brain tumor or something else, because that caused him to do that. And they said in the cases that it does do that, normally it is like a brain tumor or something more.
Yeah.
So, but that was like the roughest time of my life,
Sucks,
and then led
dude.
to even more because I was miserable at my job. I hated where I was in life. I took care of my grandpa all the time, which was fine. I'm glad I got that time with him.
Yeah.
But I was 2016. That's when that happened. It was the lowest year of my entire life. I was like 23. And that moment, it's crazy. Like all the things that led up, and it's kind of getting a little more deeper than pets, but like, I went out after that in the parking lot with my dad and had a conversation. Like I wanted to be done like right then and there.
Yeah.
Like with everything. Like I had already had like thoughts and stuff like that, like without saying it, because I know it demonetizes people nowadays and stuff. But yeah, it was real. That was like the breaking point though, was leading up from that whole experience. And it's crazy that, it is a pet, but it's like you deal with so much stuff and then deal with, that's like losing a family member, and then being the one that has to make that decision to let them go.
It basically is
It's
losing a
fucking
family member.
sad.
Yeah. That day when all that that day
It's
that all that
horrible, man.
happened, I remember I came home and like I think my roommate was on leave or something like that, so he put in time off, and so he was just like sitting on his ass playing video games. And I came home and like he could tell like I'd been crying. He's like, "What's wrong, dude?" And I told him,
Yeah.
and he goes and he grabs like a bottle. He's like, "Let's get shit faced."
Oh,
On a lighter note,
Sometimes a way to handle it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can
Sorry,
move
it
on to
gets
a.
sad. We're like getting real sad today, but hey, that's life,
I don't know if I can move on to a different topic really quick. Genie, do you have anything else to say, like a different topic maybe, or
in regards to pets,
I mean, I was
or
gonna say
anything.
we should probably close it out, but I wanted to talk about a few things real quick. So
Well,
I
because
Hey, let's
hold
probably
on,
lighten
there-
it up
there's-
before we
there's a
end it.
specific thing I
Let's-
wanted to talk
yeah.
about really quick. Okay, apparently there's a new Star Wars show coming out on Disney Plus called Star Wars Visions, and it's an anime,
yeah, I'm not
a
watching
Star
that.
Wars anime. What the heck happened? Who thought that was a good idea?
I'm not saying it's
They're
a bad
trying.
idea. I'm just saying it's not for me.
I don't.
No.
Why would you mix those two things? I feel like that's a terrible idea.
I mean, that Marvel What If show, like I see what they're doing,
That's
but it's not for
different.
me.
That's different though.
I just couldn't take it
not-
seriously because they had to
It's a
skip
kid
so many.
show.
But they had with the What If show.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a kid show.
I don't think so because the stuff. I mean,
No,
it's
bro,
literally like
dude, did you
Nazis
not-
and people getting shot and all kinds of stuff. I don't know, man. It was basically like Captain
Yeah,
America.
because you don't
which was
see people
PG-13.
getting shot in Star Wars Rebels and stuff like that, bro.
I'm talking about What If. Please don't argue about this too. I'm saying that to me, like, it wasn't that it wasn't geared towards me. I think like my whole family enjoyed it. Like me, my wife, and little man all enjoyed it. But for me, it was just like having seen Captain America: The First Avenger and then watching this half-hour TV show episode that is basically saying, what if Agent Carter was Captain America instead? Since it was only a half hour, they had to skip through so many plot points that to me, I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't take it seriously. And like the whole time, her and Steve Rogers still have like a romantic thing, and it's like it's just weird to me. Like this buff chick still wants to get it on with this little guy who never got injected with the super soldier serum. I was like, I was like, this is weird.
The age rating for What If is TV 14, but like
Mhm.
a lot of like the jokes in it, like all of the dialogue from Bucky is basically like just to keep the kids interested and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's,
but
like,
Captain America's
geared towards kids.
PG-13. So
Yeah, but I mean, I think standards are a little different from then. I don't know.
if the TV show was any worse, it would be MA, which is like rated R.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the dialogue was not very like.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it was fine. Like I said though, there was just so many plot points that they just kind of like ran over that I was like, I
That's
just
the
can't
thing.
take it
I
seriously.
feel like a lot of the way that they actually made it seemed
Cool
like it was for
concept.
kids. Like,
Like I'll
it's a cool
definitely,
concept.
yeah, I'll definitely be more interested if there's like I want to know what the concept of this episode is before I decide to watch it or not.
Well, the next 2 episodes are supposed to be really good. The next one is T'Challa becomes Star-Lord.
See, I don't see how they could play that out and I could take it seriously.
That's the thing. That's why I think it's like it's supposed to be for kids.
Yeah.
It's fast paced. You know.
I don't know, man, because I
concepts.
feel like I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to say, so I ended up completely redoing my OBS settings so that I could play Apex Legends. Like
I seen the Steam pop up in the corner that Danny's playing Apex
Oh,
Legends.
dude,
I was
I'm
like, did he
addicted,
get his
bro.
PC?
What did you change?
I literally changed. So I found out that one of the issues was when I updated to the last OBS, not the last one, but when I updated, there was a huge OBS update that happened like a couple months ago. And when that update happened, it reset the encoder. So it was trying to use my graphics card to encode instead of my CPU, but I don't have a dedicated Turing encoder in my GPU because it's a GTX card, not an RTX card. So this whole
I wonder if they
time,
did that to Streamlabs too.
Yeah, it might have. I don't know. But this whole time,
I was
I was
having
basically
issues.
using my graphics card to play the game and stream at the same time. And my CPU was just chilling. And so
Right.
what happened was I went in, I changed it back to the X264, which is a CPU encoder. And then I changed it to 720p. And then I might play with it a little bit more. But basically, I can play Apex, and it's still, I looked it up on the internet. Everybody says it doesn't matter what PC you have. If you're streaming off a single PC, that is a hard game to stream.
It is.
And so
100%.
I got it to where I could stream in 720p and maintain 60 FPS. So
I don't think I ever had issues
Good.
streaming it. That's what I'm confused by.
so
It's more demanding now. I think it's
Yeah.
gotten more demanding over time though, because I never used to have an issue, and then all of a sudden I started having an issue. Had to change all my settings, and I have a
Reminds me of
2080.
Warzone.
my issue
So-
was every time I would load in to the next round for Apex, I would get crazy frame rate drop. It would drop down to like 20 frames. And then
Yep.
anytime there was a lot of like grenades and abilities going off, I would get frame rate drop too. But that doesn't happen
yeah.
anymore.
Yep.
So until I get the new PC, I'm gonna be streaming at 720p. But I'm
That's not
happy I
bad.
can play it because I've
Better
been
than
having
nothing, yeah.
so much fun, dude. Like I don't think
A lot
Kyle
of
was
fun.
here when I was talking about it before the episode, but last night at like almost 2 a.m, I was like, all right, it's time to go to bed, and then I went and checked, and my wife was already asleep, and I was like, I'm gonna hop on for a couple matches of Arena, and I got a couple matches, and I had so much fun. Like I was gonna say, guys, I don't know if you guys are gonna be free to do that, but tonight I plan on streaming some Apex.
I'll play.
Like probably
for
while my
sure.
wife goes to the gym or something like that.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll play.
we're playing ranked arena mode. We got, I think me and Genie have like
Oh, okay.
we got like 2 more placement matches, but apparently
Nice.
they're saying that Apex has one of the best like ranking systems out of like all the games right now.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100% is the best. Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
digging
Apex
it.
is great, man. You got me addicted to this damn power wash simulator now. Makes my
Dude.
whole life, dude. My whole
Yeah.
life, literally, I spent the fire fight or the fire what do you
Firehouse.
call it? Jesus, fire station. Yeah,
I'm still on that one.
that's the one I'm on, dude.
Takes forever.
I actually finished it last night, but like did the whole thing last night. I played that long.
yeah,
It took-
I've literally
I just
only
watched
streamed
like
it.
2 movies, I think, while I did it.
That's funny. Dude, it's such like a stress relief though.
Addicting, bro.
You just sit there.
Huh?
It's kind of like a
Oh, it
stress
is.
relief. Yeah.
Yep, it's how I unwind.
Yeah.
I do it every night now since I got it, and now I kind of want to get like all the other ones because I feel like lawnmower and all that
Yeah.
simulator would be the same thing.
That's also why I decided to double check my OBS settings, is because Lawnmower Simulator had crazy dropped frames too.
Mm.
I have
Really?
no idea why. Yeah. So
Wait,
Wow.
wait, what? You said Lawnmower Simulator?
yeah,
Lawnmower simulator, yeah. That's crazy.
Chris, you have to go soon.
No, because I thought we were gonna go for like 2.5 hours.
Well, because I just wanted to ask, like, what time is it for you?
It's like 2 o'clock.
Okay, I thought we were the same time zone right now, but it's only during daylight savings time, huh?
I think so.
Okay.
So
I guess-
wait, it's like 2:57 for you right now.
No, it's 1:57 for him. For me, it's 2:57. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to keep this going a little bit longer?
Yeah, if
I
you
was
get
okay
into a
with
little
it,
bit,
'cause-
yeah.
'cause
Okay,
I
if we're
did
gonna
wanna
do
talk
that, I just
about-
gotta piss real quick.
I got to
so-
piss too. So if Chris and Genie
Okay,
want to
well,
talk
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go again.
Hey,
Chris
Yeah.
and Genie.
The
guys
Chris
wanna
and
talk?
Genie
I
segment.
don't know how you guys hold
Bro,
shit for 2 hours.
Genie, am I
Back to the
wrong?
batteries.
Am I wrong about the solar panel thing?
Oh boy.
No, I understood exactly what you were saying. To be completely real with you, but I think it was a misunderstanding because there was like, yes,
'Cause
why would
I-
you be sleeping in
I-
a Tesla?
I was under the impression that we're talking about living in a car, not camping.
Yeah.
Because he didn't specifically say camping. He said in a tent instead of being in a car. And I'm like, but the car would be better if you're trying to live in it.
When things
wouldn't live in
got
a tent.
really heated, when you were talking about the wiring of the solar panel to the battery or to the accessories, that to me was like, oh shit, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Because I don't know like what the wiring is, but I trusted you since you're engineering.
Well, because to me, like that makes sense, because what you would do is you would split it off so that you can power stuff and charge at the same time. Because if you have it routed through the battery, that ends up causing more damage to the battery than if you were to have it split off. Sure, it's
I
an
agree.
extra couple wires, but still, like, it's better to do it that way.
Do you have to pay for like changing out the battery? Because that could be a factor to it if they're making money off that.
When it comes to the Tesla, I think if you want to get a new battery, I don't know the full logistics behind it. I'm not sure if you have to buy a whole new car or if they can replace it for you, but I know it's probably expensive.
Pretty sure they can replace the battery, but yeah, I would
pretty sure it's
assume.
expensive to do that. But I mean, the thing is though, the solar panels are built into the Cybertruck. There's an add-on where you can get more solar panels,
Right.
And that gets you up to like 40 watts or something like that. But
If it's built in, I think the accessories thing, like you were saying, is how it operates.
Yeah.
But we can never know for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, like, obviously, like if it's middle of the night, your solar panels probably won't be doing anything, right? But like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you probably heard this entire conversation, huh?
Yeah, I did. And the batteries. So I have a buddy who has a Tesla, and they basically told him the battery, like the car, like they don't know yet because not a lot of Teslas are old enough. But the batteries are lined throughout the car. Like I said, there's like 5,000 batteries.
Yeah, it's part of the frame, pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
and so it's like, do they replace those batteries, or is it like the car's done? Because if the car's
Like a big new
done, that's
car.
not good. But at the same time, over the years, your range is going to decrease because those batteries lose their charge. You know what I mean? They just don't hold the charge as well.
Which is
But,
why I would assume they would have it wired up directly to the
Yeah.
accessories if you had a solar panel, because
But-
that would cause more damage to the batteries.
Okay, but you have to understand that with the house, I know I say house weird. With the house, the solar
House?
the solar panels, like there's a lot more surface area. You're not worried about weight necessarily as much as you are with a car and like putting it inside a car roof and stuff like that. You don't have the same limitations. The type of solar panels that they're talking about putting on Teslas are literally just going to be meant to charge the batteries. They're not going to have them doing all these extra things because solar panels like that amount of surface area solar panels. So you're not going to get a crazy amount of energy out of those.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I get what you're saying. I mean, I did say before, it's what, like 2 kilowatts.
Yeah, for the AC.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
And it gets 15 watts for the solar panels, but like, I mean, if all you needed was to drive over to the place to charge your Tesla, right? The solar panels would do it.
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, the whole idea is that you're going to be driving, and throughout the whole, like, if you fully charge your car to the full, like, 250-mile range, okay? I can't remember what it is with the Cybertruck. It might be 350. But the whole point is that you're going to be able to drive a whole trip and get, like, an extra 10 miles from using the solar panel the entire time. Like, it's not much.
By the way, if this ends up being a clip, you're going to have to get, like, all 3 different
I don't
parts
think
of
it's
this
going to be a
podcast.
clip. They can just watch I think we're just going to call it solar panels and fried chicken. I think that's what we're going to call that
That's
episode.
a good title for it.
Yeah. I thought you wanted to talk about movies though.
Oh yeah, but you guys were gone for a second, so I wanted to get into that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So I saw. Have you guys seen Chef?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a great movie. Very
Dude,
underrated.
You know what?
Jon Favreau.
I discovered from that movie
Huh.
gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches.
Bro, you have to go to Texas to try the toasted traveler.
Dude, sourdough bread and like 4 different kinds of cheese, and it's so good, bro. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Dude,
Cubanos, bro.
R//
Huh?
grilled cheese is
Oh.
insane.
R/ grilled cheese,
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like you will see the most
on
beautiful
Reddit?
grilled
Yeah.
cheeses
bro.
you've ever seen.
Grilled cheese. Wow, dude.
Have you?
First
But
thing I see is you people make me sick.
in that movie though, the whole thing is like he's making Cubanos, right? They're like that's the main
Yeah.
thing. Dude, Cubanos are so good.
Going back to Tesla real fast, I just looked up the Cybertruck.
Oh,
haven't looked at it in a
God.
while. Dude, you could reserve one for $100 fucking dollars.
yeah, Genie did that.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
but they delayed them.
$100.
It used to be
Yes!
500, right?
And it's fully refundable.
No, it
you
was
change
always
your mind.
It's always 100.
Dude, it's $5,000 to get the Roadster.
Well, yeah,
but
because the
Roadster's
Roadster's
also-
$250,000. I think the Cybertruck
Yeah, but
starts at
if
like
you want-
40,000.
If you want the tri-motor all-wheel drive, it's $70,000.
Genie, this subreddit is so good,
Dude.
bro.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese rabbit hole.
I kind of want one now.
Oh,
Back to the
Oh,
topic
dude,
of movies. I want to.
oh, bro, somebody burned this grilled cheese and they said turned out absolutely delicious as a late night snack. Bro, that's burnt. It's literally burnt, bro.
Dude, I don't understand that. How some people like stuff burnt. Like I don't like the taste of burnt
It's
shit.
disgusting.
My
Bro,
wife,
it's
my
disgusting.
wife likes bacon like slightly, or like almost burnt.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a little
me
But-
too,
different.
actually. on the
Bacon's a
bacon,
little
yeah.
different, but yeah.
I can't stand when I bite into a piece of bacon and I just taste like ash. Like it's too much
Dude,
sometimes.
there was this
It's gotta be a
place.
good char.
Yeah.
there was this-
God, I'm hungry.
But
bro.
it's
Yeah,
it's like it doesn't
on
cook
Same,
evenly,
haven't
you
ate all
know.
day.
The bacon doesn't cook evenly, and so like there's always like one piece that's like super burnt, and the rest is fine. But like
How do you
I
guys
always
feel
get
about
that
turkey
piece.
bacon?
Fuck turkey
what?
bacon.
Turkey bacon's
Uh,
not that bad, bro. I like turkey
I-
bacon.
Yeah, at first I thought it was disgusting back in the day because my mom was like a big health nut, she still kind of is, and she had us like start eating turkey bacon. Me and my dad were like, "What is this rubber shit garbage bacon? This sucks." And then now as I've gotten older, I don't know if things have changed in the ones that I get or whatever, but I really like it.
When I
for it.
when I
And
was
it's way better for you. You eat 4 pieces and it's like 100 calories or something.
I got
I see.
crazy strict for a couple of years with my eating and like weightlifting, and I mean I put
Oh,
on
yeah.
like I was pretty jacked at one point. I wasn't necessarily like super shredded or anything, but I had put on like I had the most muscle I'd ever had at once, and I was
Mm-hmm.
switching things out. Like I would have like ground turkey instead of like ground
Yep.
beef, just to get more protein and less fat and all this stuff. And dude,
Yeah,
like
turkey's great for that.
but ground turkey, just I couldn't, like, I don't know, man, something about it, I just couldn't get over it. Just you get so tired of that taste so quick, you know.
Yep. Yeah,
You
I
guys
used
eat
to
any
do
of that
turkey
sandwich?
burgers.
I can't eat that much
when I
turkey
was working
bacon.
out.
What's up?
And,
Look at that
Oh,
sandwich,
and
bro.
stuffed turkey
Dude,
based.
it's got they have a Romano cheese crust on this grilled cheese, bro.
God, these guys.
Dude.
God.
Was there any other movies you want to talk about?
I watched The Terminal, which
Okay.
honestly, like in the grand scheme of things, that movie is extremely sad, bro.
It's extremely
It's a-
simple too. The concept.
It's yes, but
Yeah.
dude, that movie, like I was like, wow, this is a great story. Like
Dude,
that is
you feel so bad for Tom Hanks.
yeah, dude.
That's
But-
one of the last good movies Steven Spielberg made, in my opinion.
And then I watched Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, dude, so good, man.
And
I
it's
love
based
Tom
on a
Hanks
true
in that
story,
movie.
bro.
The real guy's in it.
He is?
Yeah, he's the one who like who says you're under arrest at the end when they catch him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, that movie, it reminds me of
So
well, I mean, I
good.
guess it's sort of like The Wolf of Wall Street, where it's just things just keep getting like bigger and bigger.
He's
But,
having
like,
to bullshit
bro-
his way through stuff. Yeah.
Dude, he's like, oh, I'm a pilot or a co-pilot, and then he becomes a doctor.
Yeah. Do you
And
concur?
then a
Yeah, I
lawyer.
concur.
Yeah. And then he leaves. He's like, I messed it up, bro. I should have said I concur. Like,
Yeah. Have you guys seen The Terminal?
No, I haven't seen
So
it.
the concept of The Terminal.
It's on
is-
Netflix, by the way.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
So the
So Catch
concept.
Me If You Can.
Yeah, I know that one's on there. So the concept of The Terminal is Tom Hanks plays this guy. Chris, you remember better because you just saw it.
Krakosia.
He's from Krakosia, and what happens is like his country like starts like a civil war, right? So like
Yeah, they try to
So-
overthrow the government or something.
yeah,
like that.
something happens, and basically they're like, all right, no travel inside, like nobody's leaving or coming into the country. But the
Hmm.
problem is he's stuck at the New York, like one of these New York airports, right? Is it New York or Chicago? I think it's New York. So he's stuck living at the airport because he's not a citizen of the U.S., but he can't go back to his country. So for months he's just living at the airport, and he has to like get a job, and he has to like survive. Like it starts off with him eating like crackers and ketchup. Like,
yeah, dude,
wow.
that part was disgusting. I was like, bro,
dude, there's this scene where he realizes that if you return your luggage carts, you get a quarter. And so he starts going around and collecting all the luggage carts, and then he gets a bunch of quarters and he goes to Burger King. And like
And
he
dude,
orders a bunch of Burger
that
King,
is-
and he's just like,
that is
my
the
you can
God.
tell he's like,
best
yeah,
ad for Burger King I've ever seen. Because after that, I was like, bro, I want some Burger King.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Burger King that much. No offense, Genie.
but the whole
Well,
thing,
it's okay.
the whole thing, my issue with Burger King is, I think the only other fast food that makes me feel as bad as Burger King makes me feel is Carl's Jr. Those they
I
just,
thought you
I've
were gonna say
had
Jack in
Carl's
the
Jr.
Box.
I
bro.
feel like no, Jack in the Box has never been that bad to me. For some reason, my
dude,
stomach
no,
just
I
You
used-
doesn't
said
used to-
agree with
Carl's
it.
Jr. or
I
which
used
one?
to eat-
Carl's Jr. and Burger King, I feel like shit
Okay.
after I eat them. Like I just feel awful. My stomach hurts. I feel like taking a nap, and then
Yeah.
you wake
Dude,
up
I
and you
used
feel
to-
like, dude, you can. I feel
used
like you
to-
can. Sorry, one thing. I feel like if you have you ever eaten like bad junk food super late at night, and you wake up in the morning and you feel
Yep.
like shit. It's almost like a
Yeah.
hangover, bro.
Mhm.
It's like a junk food
Mhm.
hangover. I
Well,
hate
because
that.
I was gonna
dude.
say,
It's the worst.
When I worked at Harkins, what I used to do is I would go over to Jack in the Box, and I would get 2 chicken sandwiches and a large fry, not a curly fry, a regular fry,
Cost you like
and
$4.
then, like, and like a large strawberry Dr Pepper. And so I'd get to work, and like honestly, bro, I felt like garbage the entire time. Dude, because those chicken sandwiches, they're good, and the fries are really good as well. But it's a lot of food, bro.
It's a lot of
It was
grease.
a lot of food. A lot of grease too. Yeah, it was
Jack in the
just-
Box is very greasy.
yeah.
Everything's fried.
yeah, it was good though. Worth it.
I mean, when I was growing up, there was a Jack in the Box very close to where we lived, and so like me and my friends, we would go ride our bikes or skateboard or whatever, and we'd always go to Jack in the Box and get some dollar chicken sandwiches. It was like $1.07 after tax. You know,
Mhm.
that was we were always eating those chicken
Well,
sandwiches.
because
the days.
that area, there's a Jack in the Box, a McDonald's, and a Burger King, and I think there's a Subway as well.
Yeah, but Jack in the
So
Box was the
there's
only
like
one
a-
that was open 24/7. Actually, no, the McDonald's was, but only the drive-through. So Jack in the Box, we
Yeah.
had to they would let you go inside still.
Dude, did I tell you they got rid of the McDonald's at that Walmart by our house?
Really?
Yeah, they got rid of it.
What they put there? Like what they replace it with?
I don't. Someone said that they're replacing it with something else, but I forgot what it was.
I feel like their
Um,
Walmart's deal with McDonald's might be going out the window because I'm seeing more and more Walmarts have they have like a bank there instead of yeah.
Bank. Oh.
Um,
I-
but
I
was,
don't know. What about Burger King at a Walmart? Would you do that?
Dude, I honestly, I'm sorry, Genie, but at this point, I really don't care about Burger King. They went downhill for me a long time ago.
Okay.
Those
I
chicken
don't- I
fries are
haven't-
still good, bro.
The chicken fries
I
are
haven't
good.
been to Burger King in at least a year and a half or 2 years, so it's like
Their bacon cheeseburgers
Mm.
taste so good, but you instantly regret it, bro.
Did you know that the reason why Robert Downey Jr. got off of drugs is because he was eating Burger King and realized it was disgusting and threw it out the window along with his drugs?
Where did
Wow.
you
He
hear that?
literally-
I did
Where-
not know
what?
that.
Where did you hear that?
I've heard it from multiple places, bro. He actually
Okay,
said it
because
himself.
I don't know
That's why
because
he's eating Burger
I've
King in Iron Man.
I've tried to look up stuff about that whole thing because obviously he went through that whole time where he basically got a second chance. Like he
Yeah.
Mhm.
he kind of
Yeah,
Hollywood
look at
was
this, look
like,
at this.
we're done with you. Like you're just too much of a mess. You're showing up to like that Charlie Chaplin movie he did. Apparently he was like high the whole entire time.
So the New York Daily News says Burger King helped me beat addiction. Robert Downey Jr. says
It was so bad I threw my drugs out on
it
accident.
was such a disgusting burger. I ordered. I had that and this big soda. And I thought something really bad was going to happen.
What the
Downey Jr. says he then tossed all of his drugs into the ocean, deciding right then and there to clean his act up. Bro,
The Burger King gave him a bad feeling.
yeah,
I-
a sense of impending doom.
Now I was gonna say, have you guys discovered the Munchie Meals, the late night Munchie Meals at Jack in the Box?
Dude, my friends are
Isn't that
obsessed
with
with
the,
them.
with the
Bro,
tacos and
yes.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah, for like $6 after what is it, like 9 o'clock or something? It might be later than that.
Mhm.
But after a
Mhm.
certain
9
time,
o'clock.
yeah, you go. I remember the time. You go to Jack in the Box and you get this tray for $6. You get 2 tacos, a big ass sandwich, and there's 4 different ones you can choose. And they all have they're not kidding when it's a Munchie Meal. It's all got this junk on it, like tater tots or
They have tater tots at Jack in the Box.
not tater tots. It's damn it, I can't think of the name.
Curly
Sure it's
fries?
not-
Or
Jalapeno poppers or something, I think. I can't remember.
Oh.
There's a bunch of different, the one I get usually is it's called the grilled cheeseburger, and so it's like a grilled cheese on top of a cheeseburger. It's so good. And then you get 2 tacos, and then they give you a large drink. And I mean, Jack in the Box, they have that freestyle machine, so you can get whatever you want. And then they give you half curly and half regular fries.
Oh,
For
It's-
how much?
For
Wow.
$6, you get 2 tacos, a big ass burger, a large drink, and half curly, half regular fries.
are the tacos from Jack in the
Holy
Box good or no?
So good. I love them, dude. And like, I mean,
I've never had Jack in the Box.
I mean, it's trash
What?
food, but it's so good, bro. Like,
I don't even think we have them
it's
here.
so cheap.
I'm pretty sure we don't have them over here.
Yeah. Any other
Bro,
movies?
It's really
Chris?
weird.
I don't think I watched anything else. I do gotta say, I'm playing Clash Royale right now, and bro, how are those moving cannons not considered structures?
I don't know.
Freaking,
You're
I hate this
playing
game.
Clash Royale while we're doing a podcast?
Come
well,
on, dude.
I'm listening, and I'm still contributing
How
to
the
the
hell are
conversation.
you
Just-
able to play Clash Royale while doing a podcast?
Just
Because it's a very simple game, bro.
I feel like you have to pay attention to what they're doing, though.
Not really.
they're wrecking his king castle right now as we speak.
You,
Right.
you just well, because it's the mega deck challenge
Oh,
where you
yeah.
have like I think like 20 cards or some crap like that, and you just spam
Oh,
I,
strats.
I think the whole thing is like
Crazy.
like it's just like, come on, dude. Are we playing a game right now? We're talking. Be present.
Shut up, bro. Shut up. I was literally talking and listening, bro.
Anyways,
have
I
you
was
guys
gonna
seen the
tell you.
Chucky movies?
I was
Bro,
gonna
we
say
still haven't done the Fear Street watch party, bro.
I'm not doing it. I don't have time. Sorry. You guys can watch them on your own. They're great though. I was talking about it on TikTok Live last night. They're great.
Which ones?
The Fear Street trilogy.
Oh,
Chris,
I asked about Chucky and nobody said anything.
I never got into them.
The reason why I asked because I just watched the whole like, what do you ever call it, series? I guess.
Yeah.
Of them the other day, the past like couple days, and they just got
Oh.
weirder and weirder as time went on.
To me, Chucky
That's-
just never
and the
scared
re-
me, dude.
They did when I was a kid. He did when I was a kid, and then now I'm just kind of like, oh, it's kind of funny, but like it's like did you watch the reboot?
No, and I heard
Like
it
the
was bad because
29 oh, it's fucking horrible. He doesn't look, dude. He's like a robot.
yeah,
he's not
that
even
was
like
it was like an
a
AI
doll, and he's-
thing. Yeah, they
Yeah,
took,
and he's not sinister at all.
they took away the whole serial killer soul goes into
Yeah.
the doll's body thing, and to me that
Yep.
ruins it. But
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah, it was a
say,
horrible pick.
Chris, I got American Psycho,
Mhm.
Ooh.
so that's on there. I got Platoon, and by the way, if they're available in 4K,
Platoon.
never seen Platoon.
I don't know what that is.
It's one of the like probably most realistic war movies I've ever seen, and it's Vietnam. Like I talked about it
it's
before.
Vietnam?
Yeah, Oliver Stone directed it, and he was actually in Vietnam as like an infantry guy. So like it's very
Wow.
realistic, and like I mean it deals with like, I mean they used to do tons of drugs in Vietnam, like you know because a lot of the soldiers
know.
didn't want to be there, so they just get high.
Oh, that
Um,
makes sense. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, there was all kinds of friendly fire issues, and then I mean, they would go through these villages, and I mean, it was bad. Like nasty stuff would happen, and so it's a very good movie. It's on there in 4K if you want to watch it. Highly recommend it. One of the best war movies I've ever seen. And Charlie Sheen as it's got Johnny Depp in it. It's like one of his first roles.
Well, when did it come
Yeah.
out?
Willem Dafoe as well, isn't it?
86, dude. Willem Dafoe kills it in that
86,
movie.
I think he
Absolutely
was
kills it,
nominated
bro.
for an Oscar on that one.
Yeah, I think that was one of his breakout roles. Yeah, he's so young, dude, in
Yeah.
that. But it's Charlie Sheen's first role. He was literally 17.
Oh, go ahead.
So Oliver Stone on Joe Rogan said that he was trying to get I can't think of his name. The guy from the Mighty Ducks is his older brother. You know who I'm talking about? The main guy. He's in Breakfast Club. Emilio Estevez, I think, is his name. You guys know who I'm talking about?
No.
He
I
plays the
think
wrestler
so.
in the Breakfast Club. He's the wrestling like jock guy.
Breakfast Club.
Bro,
He's-
why
I
are so many
forgot
of these
about
grilled
that
cheese
movie.
sandwiches burnt
Oh
on
my
the
god, he's still
subway?
looking at grilled cheese. But he was also in the Mighty Ducks. Like he's the coach in the Mighty Ducks. So anyways, he was supposed to be the main character, but the movie got stuck in development because Hollywood was like, oh, this is just too brutal and too realistic. Like it's a messed up story. And so by the time they finally agreed to make it, Emilio Estevez he just didn't look young enough for the part anymore. And so Charlie Sheen got cast, and apparently I didn't know they were brothers. Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez are brothers. And so
Well,
and
that's
so
'cause, that's Charlie Sheen's real name isn't it Sean Estevez or something like that?
I think so, yeah. But anyways, it's Charlie Sheen's first role, and he does pretty damn good. for being a 17-year-old who's never been in anything
see.
before.
Carlos Estevez. I don't know why I thought
Carlos.
of Sean.
Anyways, though, like great movie, highly recommended. And then I'll let you know. I'll report back. I mainly bought these because I'd always been told that like it's some of the best acting ever. But the Ethan Hawke trilogy, the Before trilogy, there's like Before, I think it's like Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and the Before Midnight. I got all three of them. And the concept, Chris, that you might think this is kind of cool. The concept for that one is it's like this man and this woman, Ethan Hawke and this chick, they meet on like a train, and they decide to like spend the night together. But then like it's like 10 years later they meet up again. They run into each other again. It happens 3 times. But like you see,
you
like
watched them all?
I haven't watched them all yet, but I just got them, so I'm gonna watch those. But
Gotta watch it, dude.
I heard they're so good, dude.
Dude, I literally have it. I have the box set myself.
I heard they're
Very
great.
valuable.
I just sent another grilled cheese. It looks like somebody like lit the bread on fire and then sneezed on it.
I'm gonna look and see what you guys.
That looks gross, bro. Looks like somebody sneezed on a sandwich.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
that's boogers. That was like,
Gross. Oh.
I still gotta see Old.
Oh, dude, the ending of that movie is such a cool concept. I mean, the whole movie is a cool concept.
Dude, I was gonna say, so with Catch Me If You Can, bro, the concept behind why Leonardo DiCaprio's character is doing all of that is like, it's like I didn't realize it until like a specific scene in the movie, but he was just trying to get like his family back to where they were before.
Dude, all I remember from that movie, well, I mean, not all I remember, but the one line I remember is freaking Christopher Walken every time giving his little speech, 2 mice fell into a what is it, a bucket of cream or whatever.
Yeah, they jumped to a bucket of cream, and then one drowned, and then another one struggled so much they turned the cream into butter or something like that.
And then climbed out, yeah.
Yeah, and then
2 mice.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he's at the like that chick's like parents' house, and they're like eating dinner. So, can you say grace? And he says that.
Yeah. Like he doesn't know what to say, so he starts telling that story, and like the dad's like, "The fuck?"
He's like, "What the?" The mom was like, "That was beautiful."
Yeah, the mom liked it. No, that's I mean that's one of Leonardo DiCaprio's like that role blew him up.
Yeah.
Like just totally sent him off into a whole new thing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's such an interesting story. It's crazy that it really happened.
Those 2 movies, The Terminal and then Catch Me If You Can, it just goes to show Tom Hanks has pretty good amount of range. I'm just saying, like.
Oh yeah. You know, there's bro. The only movie I've seen with Tom Hanks that I was like, I can't watch this was that Cloud Atlas movie.
Cloud Atlas.
What
is that?
Yeah.
It's like it's I don't even understand. I can't even explain it. It's just like Tom Hanks playing a bunch of different characters, and like half of the characters you can't even understand. He just talks gibberish.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the?
It's a really
Bro,
bad movie.
What is up with this guy's face, man?
I don't know, but
Look at this.
I was gonna say there's a bunch of theories going around. I keep seeing them on TikTok. People think Tom Hanks like secretly got killed off or something like that. Like they haven't heard from him in a while. He hasn't been posting on social media.
Didn't he get COVID?
Yeah, but that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved to like Cuba or some shit.
Well, what if he has long COVID?
Well, there was
And
some kind of
there's
interview he
complications.
did. There was an interview he did like 6 months ago, and somebody was saying that like the phone noise that you hear, all this other stuff, that they were like convinced that he was at Guantanamo Bay, like locked up or something. Like something's going on, and then
Well,
nobody's
did you
heard
guys-
from him.
Did you guys hear that apparently, not to get political, but Joe Biden had apparently like released a picture, or the White House released a picture where they were trying to like figure out the situation that's going on in Afghanistan, and the clock was wrong. Like it was one of the clocks was wrong by like 3 hours or something like that. And they were saying that it was a stock photo, and they like photoshopped Joe Biden in.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh.
Dude, they Photoshop stuff for the news all the time. All the time.
Yeah, but it was like people were worried because they were saying like, what if that means like Joe Biden's not like actually doing anything right now?
Dude, I mean, I watched like I said, we don't want to get political, but I watched a video where it was the news in like Australia just totally making fun of Joe Biden. Like they were talking about how he was on like some interview, and like he just sounded like a belligerent old man, and like they play the footage, and he literally just starts rambling about all this random stuff, and it's not coherent stuff. And so like basically they were talking about how the news here keeps talking about how like Trump like kind of like made a laughing stock out of the whole presidency, you know? But then they show like the world, like our news here doesn't show it, but the rest of the world thinks Biden is like falling off his rocker, you know? And I mean,
Yeah, we're a joke to the rest of the world right now.
It's like we went from having this like business celebrity president who, you know, literally just tweets literally every thought that comes through his mind, and some of the times it's like, bro, did you I was like, bro, did you literally just
get shit done though?
Yeah, did you seriously just tweet that? You know, like stuff like that. But then you go from that to Biden, and it's like, I mean, I listened to that Afghanistan speech. I listened to the whole thing. It was like 8 minutes or 12 minutes or something like that. And I mean, it's definitely, you know, something that they wrote. Like you could tell somebody else like wrote out exactly what to say. Like, this is what they do. But
he's a puppet, man.
Anytime he kind of started to stray away from the script, you could see his brain was like misfiring. Like it's just you notice it now. And so like I
can't even watch him talk because he's always like this. He's like,
yeah,
his eyes real. He's just like fucking. I don't know if he's like really concentrating on what he needs to say, or he just can't fucking really formulate a solid thought without really struggling that hard.
Bro,
if you
look up Donald Trump on Twitter, the first thing that pops up is Twitter's account.
Yeah. Well, did he get his Twitter account back or no?
No,
I don't think so.
Damn. That is some bullshit, I will say. People should not
well,
be censored like that.
I'm saying this is kind of world we live in now.
I get it. At the end of the day, like, okay, how do I put it? They were worried that like there was going to be violence at the it wasn't the White House, it was
the Capitol.
The Capitol, yeah. And so like to prevent him from like egging people on, like they sort of, you know, they prevented him from posting, but like
yeah, but it's like
he's not president anymore. Like like I don't know. I mean
the fact he can't have one now is pretty fucked.
They might be worried still because you know, there's the possibility that if he did have a platform that was accessible to everybody, then he could easily, you know, start something again.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit that whole Capitol thing was a shit show, man. That was a really ugly situation.
That was bad, yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I get why Alex Jones was censored. Like, I mean, that guy was literally like causing people to like. I mean, during the whole Pizzagate thing, people are literally. It's like somebody went by and shot at the freaking pizza place. Like this guy was inciting violence.
Was bad.
You know, and it was all based off of something that nobody knew whether it was true or not. You know, and so like,
I never heard anything else about Pizzagate after that.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of shady stuff around that.
Do you guys know what Pizzagate is?
Yeah, it's like the
I think
cover up for
that should be like a topic for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just asking if you guys know.
That's a whole in-depth thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I did want to mention something real quick because I noticed this with COVID. I was just curious because I've kind of been every few days checking like how many new cases and shit there are. I thought this was weird, and I kind of want to hear your guys' thoughts. So I just did Florida, and every day you can check how many new cases there are. Well, according to Google, today there's 56, or yesterday, 16th, there was 56,000 new cases. Hold on, this thing's being weird.
What the heck,
But then,
bro?
if you go back one day, there's no cases. No new cases.
Yeah.
How do you go from no new cases to 56,000 the next day, and then you keep going back? 49,000 new cases, 20,000, 56,000, 0 new cases again August 9th.
I think the data just hasn't been like calculated and put in yet. Sometimes they lag behind.
They don't,
something gets messed
For
up. And
that
so
many days ago?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well,
I've seen it happen.
I think that's interesting.
What could happen is, you know, that day where everything's missing, they lump those cases from that day into the next day.
Into the next.
So you just basically,
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if it's
definitely no.
I don't know if it's true. I got to look into it more. But my wife was just telling me last night.
My wife.
She was saying that they're talking about how there's been a lot of false positive COVID tests because the test has a hard time differentiating between like common cold, the flu, and COVID. And so they're trying
And
to
the variant probably.
yeah, and they're trying to develop a more accurate test that only detects COVID, but it's a lot harder than you think. But so that
they
means
need
like
that
how
and
many
one for the variant.
So it's like how many real people have had like how many actual COVID cases do we have? Like how misconstrued is that?
It's been
Well,
fabricated
dude-
since the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
yeah, they
no
haven't had
way.
a legit, like, accurate number.
And then most people that if they died from something else, they're just deemed a COVID case. So they died from COVID.
all I
It's
know
so
is
ridiculous,
if this
dude.
virus had like a 10% mortality rate, it would be so screwed, man. We'd be
Oh, yeah.
so screwed.
Dude.
It would
Well,
be
okay.
madness.
Do you guys think there's gonna be another surge in like cases to the point where we're gonna have to like lock down again?
They said
Potentially
so
with this
Think
Delta
so.
variant.
Fauci said that people who have the vaccine, they test positive, but they don't have symptoms. So
He's like not even credible at this point.
No,
He's
but
such
he's
a
right
bum.
though. He's right though.
the issue is not that the COVID is making people sick to the point they can't work and stuff. It's that they can still pass it to people who aren't vaccinated and they can't go to work because
So
they feel like shit.
My understanding is that the vaccine, the point of this vaccine wasn't to prevent you from getting COVID. It's to prevent you from feeling the symptoms.
Honestly,
That-
the whole
that's
point
pretty
is
much all any vaccine's been for COVID so
yeah,
far.
the whole point
yeah,
is to
yeah.
prevent people going to the hospital for lung issues. Is really the
Yeah,
reason.
What
But
were you gonna say?
the thing is people. I forgot what I was trying to say. Oh, Fauci was saying that enough people are vaccinated right now, and enough people should be vaccinated within the next month or two, even on like the conservative side, like estimate wise, that we wouldn't go into another lockdown. That enough people are, you know, like the whole thing with the lockdown was like we don't want everybody in the hospital, you know.
I
And
just
that's
don't
not gonna
almost
happen
see like
now.
a point of a vaccine when the Delta variant's now a thing, and there is no vaccine for the Delta variant.
Well, the booster that's supposed to everybody who got the COVID shot is supposed to get a booster 8 months later. They just announced, and that is supposed to protect against the Delta variant. And then they have a
It's
certain
like what
time
you're
frame.
going to get a booster every time a new variant comes out.
I'm telling you, I think it's going to be a seasonal thing, man. I would almost bet money
That's what
on
I'm
it.
saying. Yeah,
Well,
it's,
see,
it's
'cause
weird.
Tough.
It
what
sucks. It's just
I'm-
another shot that you have to get.
what I'm thinking about though is so obviously like I'm going back to school right now, right? Classes starting back up, and my chemistry class is in person. Okay, and I'm wondering if my classes that are in person are going to end up being turned into Zoom classes because of this.
I just had that
Probably.
happen.
Yeah, and my professor, luckily, he's smart enough to have planned for something like this. He said he has a
Oh.
whole database of videos for like instruction and stuff like that. And
Yeah, he probably
the
had to
labs,
develop that last year.
No, he's been doing it for a long time. Apparently, I think the past 10 years is what he said.
Oh well, good for him.
Yeah, it was smart on his part for sure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
he also has this schedule set up for labs. 1 week, like on Monday, half of the students will show up for the lab, and then the next week, the other half will show up for the lab. And so that half that's not there, they get a take-home lab. So if need be, we could just end up doing take-home labs like for the rest of the semester if things get bad enough.
Mhm.
See, and that's the thing. At like, what point do they just say, you know what? It's just a normal thing now. You get your vaccine or you don't,
That's what I'm
but you
saying,
got to
yeah.
go to work.
Well, masks are still required over there, so
Well, they're starting to make a thing now, especially with concerts still trying to happen. They're trying a lot of states are like starting to make it to where if there are still festivals happening this year and concerts, you either need to show that you're vaccinated or need to show a negative COVID test.
And
some
even
universities
go
are
to
requiring you
each
to have
show.
a vaccination card or something like
A
that.
negative COVID test is so stupid though, because there's nothing saying that that's not a false negative or you didn't get sick
Yep.
between the time you got tested. And the
Exactly.
time that- yeah.
And that was what everybody's argument was, especially on this one big Ohio festival. It's at like an old prison.
Hmm.
I forget which one it's called, but it's like a really, really big festival. And my friends were going to go to it. And they're like, yeah, it just seems like it's going to be a shit show. So many people were trying to get like a refund. And the festival wasn't offering refunds at all. They're like, so we're forced to either go and we have to either get vaccinated to show proof or we show a negative COVID test, which really isn't going to do anything in the end of it all, you know, because like you said, like people could get sick in between that time.
And there's an incubation
just-
period where you don't test positive yet. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting how this whole thing has gone because like my friend Stephanie just got sick like a month ago, and she had pretty much all the symptoms but tested negative the first time. Then she was fine for like 2 weeks and then just got really sick again after going to a concert down here,
yeah,
and she tested positive for COVID this time. So I'm like, I wonder almost if you got either like the variant the first time or regular COVID and then got the other next or vice versa. Because she had all the same symptoms and this time's even worse for her. And she's like so set on like after I'm cured, I'm going to get the vaccine because I'm not doing this again. Like her friend had to give her like an inhaler and stuff. She's like been really struggling.
well, because
It's
here's
not
the thing.
good. But she was
So-
fine up at this whole time up until a month ago. So like we've been at this almost 2 years now. Fine this whole time. She's a server, on Clearwater Beach. A lot of people she's around all the time. She goes out still every now and then. She's still kind of safe. But like fine all this time and then up until a month ago, now you get this shit like basically twice. So it's just weird to me.
So okay, here's
how
the
all
thing.
this
So
plays out.
the reason why the Delta variant is such a big deal, from what I heard, is that it's super contagious, like way more contagious
Yep.
than the original like variants, right?
yeah.
And it
And
hits
so
harder.
one of the things about when you spread a virus more is that it has more chances to mutate,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And so what I personally am worried about is that it'll mutate to a point where it can, I guess, bypass the vaccine, where like you start showing symptoms that are bad. And I think if that happens, that's when we'll probably see something like a lockdown happen. But
I don't think
I mean,
that'll
that was
happen.
Weird
that would
how it like
suck.
flattened. It
It's
seemed like it flattened
possible.
out for a while, and
I-
then that's why they're saying like how this mutation came about. We all knew from the beginning like that could happen, but like even down here in Florida, like it flattened out for like quite a few months, where it really wasn't like an issue, and then all of a sudden now we're hitting like we're hitting higher numbers now than we have since this whole thing started. Like
Well,
56,000 new
Disney
cases in a
Disney
day.
World
That's
got rid of
nuts.
masks, so I wonder if I don't know if they went back to it again or
It's like as soon as everything changed and as soon as like concerts started being a thing, festivals, mask mandates, all this stuff changed, then now all of a sudden everything went back to shit. And it's like, did it really though? Like, because that's
Well,
what I
you
was
gotta-
talking to my
you gotta
parents about
remember, though,
before.
that
It's like,
the-
dude, you can fabricate those numbers so
the thing
quickly. Like
is-
all it is updating a Google fucking image thing, like or
here's the
database,
problem,
whatever.
though. Here's the problem. So that variant didn't start in the U.S. though. It started in what, India or something like that.
Who knows at this
I,
point?
it
yeah,
was
I
either-
can't remember.
But
There's
it
a
It
bunch
started
of
in a different
variants.
country. So it was in a country where they didn't have the stuff that we have. They didn't have lockdowns the same way we did. They didn't have as much access to vaccines, or maybe like they
Or
weren't as
tests in general.
careful, or tests.
Yeah.
That's also a thing. And so that's where that variant came from. And right when we started to like relax about stuff and we're going back to normal, that variant finally came over here, and that's why we're seeing that happen again.
Yeah.
It's just like Danny said, it's like it's going to be a thing that happens like all the time now. It's like a seasonal. It's like,
And at a certain point,
how
we're gonna have to
can it
accept
end?
that. I mean, it's like the flu.
Yeah, how
the
can
flu
it
kills a shit ton of people every year, but we don't.
Yep.
We don't wear masks for that and stuff, and it's gonna have to become like that, where it's like, get your
Mhm.
shot every year, or just be prepared to feel like shit. And some people mainly people who are obese or they have underlying health conditions, there's a chance that you can end up in the hospital with lung issues. I mean,
Right.
like I said, there's people who get the flu and it turns into something worse. They get pneumonia and they die. Like
Yep.
that's just the risk you run with
So here's
such a
here's
large
the lesson for
population on
today,
Earth.
guys. Don't
Mhm.
go outside.
Yeah, just become a homebody.
I mean, I haven't gone out as much as I used to or anything like that.
Oh,
and
bro,
like I
dude,
said,
it was-
knock on wood,
Dude,
I haven't been sick.
Dude,
this
going to class
entire
today was
time.
weird because I was
With
like, dude,
anything.
I haven't been in a room with this many people in like a year, bro.
Do any of you guys think you might have gotten it like before it became a thing? I think I did.
I
I
did.
never had any symptoms and stuff, but it's just like the amount of stuff that I've done. Like when I went out to Nashville for my buddy's bachelor party, there's like minimum probably like 20,000 people on the street, not to mention every bar's packed. And we were in and out of bars, drunk, doing all kinds of crazy shit for the bachelor party. None of us got sick. Not one of us. There's like 10 to 12 of us, I think. Not one of us got sick. None of us, I don't think, were vaccinated.
Yeah.
And then I
Interesting.
went to a fully packed out Sullivan King concert in a nightclub. Probably like
Wait, was this
15,000
before
I'm talking
COVID was,
about
like, a big
before
thing?
COVID was a thing.
Oh no. I'm just saying like throughout it's just like weird like how I'm saying just in general like how this it almost like it's like picks and chooses almost
Yeah.
in a weird way because I just don't get it. I've been safe for the most part, but like I said, I went out and did things where I should have definitely caught it and I didn't.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
either
dude,
I'm
I feel the
immune
same
or
way.
I'm very lucky.
I feel the
I
same
feel
way.
like-
I got a cold while I was working at Best Buy, but when I got tested for COVID, it said no. So
I haven't had anything.
I was in
since
San
it started.
Francisco. San Francisco was one of the first places to go into lockdown
I'm-
because their cases were out of control. And
Yeah.
in 2019, like 2 months before COVID really popped up, I had
Mhm.
gotten sick for about a week. And it's documented because when you're in flight status, you can't fly until you're not sick anymore. And so they sent me home and were like, do not come back until you feel better because whatever this is, it sucks. And I had a fever. I felt super tired. I had a cough. And
wow.
I mean, it's all COVID symptoms. And so I think I had it.
I was on
Mhm.
a cruise ship, New
Oh,
Year's 2020.
Jesus.
So that was about the time, and I got kind of sick too.
It was for
wasn't
like a full
crazy.
week, dude, and I felt like shit. I can't remember the
Yeah.
last time I felt that bad.
My old boss, manager, he's a good friend of mine at the same time too. When I was living in Maryland, he said that he got all the symptoms back in November of 2019.
Yeah, right
and
around
his
that time.
family all got it too, and they couldn't figure out what it was either at the hospital or whatever. For all of them, no name for it or anything yet. And then my friend Bree also kind of had the same thing. I believe she said it was around November or December of 2019, and she was worst she's ever felt in her life. All the symptoms, went to the hospital. They could not figure out what was wrong with her. They had no name for it, or
because they probably didn't have COVID tests back then, right?
Well, because like I said,
mean,
because the symptoms are slightly different than like the common cold and the flu.
Yeah.
right.
Just slightly. And so
Yeah.
like the HS, which is like the health service technician, they call him. That's the rating in the Coast Guard, but they call him Doc,
Mhm.
right? Because he just runs the med bay. And I was like,
Mhm.
what do you think I got? Just like a cold or something? He's like, I don't know, man. It's a really nasty cold. Like, and a couple other people
Yeah.
have it. So he's like, whatever it is kind of contagious. So that's why we're telling you guys to stay home. And then
so,
a couple months later, COVID.
So this isn't really related to COVID, but we did sort of mention Afghanistan earlier. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it says U.S. aims for one flight an hour out of, is it Kabul or Kabul?
Kabul. And
Kabul?
dude, have you seen the videos?
It looks like
Of
Saigon.
people trying to fly on the planes. on the
There's
it looks
outside.
video
like Saigon.
of people falling off because they held on until it took off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
It's like
psychotic.
World War Z,
man.
bro.
There's
That's
you
when
can
you
see
know like
Chinooks
how
flying
bad your
in and picking up
country
people.
is at
Dude,
that
but the
point,
thing is, it's
to
like
where you want to
yeah.
attempt to do something that insane.
they said the Taliban has the airport surrounded, and it's just kind of like at a standstill right now, where it's like they're letting us like fly people out, but it's basically the understanding is like as soon as we're like not there anymore, it's like this is ours now, and like
Well,
they're
here's what
taking
it
over.
says. It says the Taliban says they will guarantee women's rights under the limits of Islam following takeover of Afghanistan, which basically means like they're gonna basically go back to like women basically having like almost no rights.
I've already
which
heard
sucks.
about people getting their limbs chopped off because they have tattoos.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
are you
Oh
it's,
my
I'm telling you,
God.
dude, it is like Nam over there right now. It's they've taken control. I mean, when Vietnam fell and Saigon and all that stuff, it was literally like you can go back and watch footage of troops like piling into helicopters over capacity, just trying to get the hell out of there because they did not want to get left behind.
Sure.
And like I said,
Crazy
right
how
now
all that
it's
just starts.
it's not soldiers
out
doing
of
that right now.
nowhere
It's the
almost.
civilians that are like trying to get out of there right now mainly. But
because
they,
soldiers are gone at this point, right?
no, they just sent 6,000 troops in there just to try and like hold things down while they get the rest of the civilians out. And then that's the other thing is like I was listening to Biden's speech and he was talking about how there are people I don't know what you would call them. They're citizens of those countries over there in the Middle East that have
Mhm.
been granted basically like like a, I don't know if it's a temporary visa or whatever, but like they're like, if we stay here, they're gonna kill us. So they're letting them come to the U.S., but they can only fly so many out at a time, and
Well,
they have to check everybody for COVID. They got to do all this crap.
It's like that. Well, it's like
I'm saying all this stuff going on. They want to start war again, almost.
There's that scene in the terminal where the dude that runs the like security part of the airport, he's basically like, okay, if you answer this question correctly, you can go into New York City. Are you afraid of your country? And I think like that one thing is like a pretty big deal in like the scheme of allowing someone to come into the United States. Is like if they're legitimately afraid to be in their country, I think they
yeah. Well, what is that called? There's a term for it.
Asylum or something.
Asylum.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like they say like seeking asylum, because I was when I was watching that For All Mankind show, where the Russians like take like the Russians to make it to the moon first, and like you see all this stuff happen. There was a part of that movie where one of the Russians got shot. Spoiler alert. And when he finally wakes up, they think he's gonna be pissed, right? And instead he says, I'm afraid. I want to seek asylum in the United States. They're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, there was a protocol for that when I was in the Coast Guard on a boat, and we'd pick up refugees or survivors. Like, sometimes they would seek asylum. But yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, I don't want to get political. I didn't like Trump necessarily. I don't like Biden necessarily. I think the presidency. I'm trying to figure out how to word this, because like I don't want to get personal about it, because honestly I don't care about politics. I care what's going on, but it doesn't really have an effect on my day-to-day life, but I think the way that this was handled is terrible, and I think that I mean, it's been going on for 20 years, dude. Like I was in kindergarten when this started, and for it to play out like this in the end, it's like another knob, dude.
Yeah.
It's not a good look for us at all. Not at all. And then for Biden to say in his speech that like our mission was never to like employ democracy and try to like shape the government there, it's complete bullshit. Then it's like, then what were we there for, dude? If it wasn't oil, if it wasn't looking for weapons of mass destruction, if it wasn't trying to shape the government and train troops, why were we there in the first place? And I got buddies who went back and forth there on deployments, and like just hearing them talk about how stupid it was that we're still at war in a place where we don't even know why we're there anymore sounds just like Nam.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's exactly what it is.
All right. So, do you guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah. Like I said, not sorry to get political, but I just I think it's embarrassing for the U.S.
It is.
for what's going on right now, and it's scary too, man.
So we gotta stop getting into like wars that really don't like really go on for this.
Dude, I mean, ever since with the first war where this kind of thing happened was the Korean War. Ever since then, like, I feel like the
because we don't
term
really have
war,
a real person or a real country to like actually fight. You know what I mean? Like we don't have another Germany or
well, I mean, because Nam, the whole thing with that was the domino effect, right? Reagan was like, was it Reagan?
No, wasn't it LBJ?
I think it might have been Eisenhower.
Or Eisenhower.
His whole theory was that if we just let communist countries just do whatever they want, they're going to take over smaller countries, and then smaller countries lead to bigger countries. Next thing you know, our next door neighbor is a communist country, and that's what we were trying to avoid. So we went to war with Vietnam to try and stop that from happening. But as you can see, when you go to war with a country just based off of their political system, doesn't work. You can't change a country like that. Like at the same time, that country is going to do what they do, and I mean, it just happened again. It just happened again.
If it fails, then it is what it is. But
I feel like it's pretty crazy to like think about what if like Trump stayed in office for 4 more years. How different would things be? What would have changed if he did? And I'm not even just saying it's like Trump, but it's like every few years or whatever, 4 years or whatever, we change. Yeah. And I'm always just like, I wonder how many things it doesn't matter. I just said Trump because that was our last president. But like, I wonder how many things would have changed or just went a different path, just based off of who was what office was in office, Democrats or Republicans, or what president, whatever. It's crazy to think about because it's like almost like the domino effect or butterfly effect, more so. It's like we chose one way and that's how it played out. But if we would have stuck to this way or went a different path, what would be different? And it's kind of something to think about.
If you move a chair in the 1940s, suddenly everything else changes in 2020, you know?
I definitely I don't think it's right for Biden to try and claim that he's the one ending this war.
No.
I don't think so.
Of course they're going to. Whatever office was in there is gonna say like, yeah, we did it.
I
Fuck up here. No, you did not.
Either way, the whole situation sucks, man.
Yeah, it sucks. All right, Chris has got to go because he's got class.
Yeah, I got class.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time we do this, we got some better news about that situation because right now it does not look good at all.
Yeah.
I just hope nobody else, I hope it doesn't break out into some kind of conflict, you know?
That's the last thing I think we need right now. But the way shit's been the past few years, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right. Well, it's kind of an interesting episode. I think the topic thing is definitely a good idea. I think we'll stick to that.
Agreed. That was really fun.
Yeah.
I like how we went from fried chicken to
fried chicken.
Yeah, talking about pets and stuff like that. So, all right, guys. Until next week.
Also, real quick, just as a thing that we might want to start doing, because I know a couple podcasts do, is like each person, they can kind of say like where like people can find you at, like your socials.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's something you would want to add. So that's like a way that if people want to like know more about that person or whatever, they can go check them out.
I've always, if you guys want to send me something to put in the description, I think I already have Chris and Genie's.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we ever have, I don't know if we'll ever have another guest on with this one because it's already 4 people. But usually that's something I do with guests.
If somebody's ever, not able to make it, then we can always have a guest or something like that.
Just like a couple podcasts I listen to, they always do like a quick shout out hit. They'll be like I watch specifically like the Basement Yard with Joe Santagato, who was like a big YouTuber back in the day. They'll always be like, where can they find you? And then it's like, you can find me on Twitch at so and so or whatever you do. Just kind of like
onlyfans.com/GenieBoy.
Yeah. Kyle, send me what you want. If you look at the description of the last one, you can see how it kind of like just put all the different social medias and then the link.
Yeah. I just think it'd be cool for like if you want to like interact with
just saying.
other people.
Well, thanks. I mean, I have always told everyone I'm gonna do an OnlyFans at 1 million followers on TikTok.
Dude, apparently Zeusie's wearing a skirt today on stream.
Zeusie. I love Zeusie, man.
Jeez.
But
that's what you do for views and subscribers and followers these days.
Well, he did it. He's doing it for 500 subs or something like that.
Nice.
Damn.
You gotta celebrate in some way, I guess.
Hopefully, I'll be doing a 24-hour stream soon. So they're actually in like the final stage of assembling my PC, and then they have to like do quality assurance,
and then we gotta get a 3080
bench
Ti
test it.
What graphics card is inside the one that you got?
3080.
And I want that.
Yeah. But I'm not paying $2,000 for a 3080 Ti. I'll just wait it out.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope that stuff changes soon. Getting parts again for PCs.
We got to end this. Bro.
Yeah, I know. We just keep going on.
All
right.
Sorry.